Christmas.
I'm going to Christmas, people.
I got music.
You want right to the end of the show.
You want it?
I've got Christmas. You wanna celebrate it?
I don't
You
want
wanna
to celebrate.
celebrate? Oh.
Oh, I have text that I missed here.
I don't believe it.
Mine.
I watched
The Girl's
glass-
Mine music
the
video.
glass
So did I.
oil.
The Glass Onion.
Dang it. Yeah, sorry. My parents, well, one of them's dead. My mom, my mom didn't have any interest. I tried really. Well, here's the thing. I tried really hard because she loves Edward Norton, and on the Netflix, when you go to Netflix, his face comes up real big on it. So like we watched a movie, and then like the movie was over, and I knew it was eventually going to be like, what do we watch next? So while everyone was like going to the bathroom and doing shit, I put on Netflix and put that up, and like all you could see was Edward Norton and like the Glass Onion. And I know well, my mom actually didn't really like the first one, but she wouldn't even know that it's a sequel. Yeah. But like, so I thought immediately
the show will start in a second. Everybody.
So then, this is live. Yeah. So then we're looking at it, and I'm like, okay, come on, like someone's gonna say, hey, mom, you like Edward Norton? Or she's gonna say it, and she's like, what movie should we watch? And we're just sitting there, and she's like bringing up actors, and then she's like, oh, is that Edward Norton? I was like, yeah. And she's like, what's that movie we like with him? Primal Fear. And I was like, it doesn't. I should have said that. She wouldn't have known. Right? But no, she was like, Primal Fear. Into it, Mom, so. Here's the thing. I've talked up Primal Fear in the past. I've watched it recently. It does not hold up. It's actually not that great anymore. It's like 90s bad. But yeah, so I don't know. It didn't go well. We didn't end up watching Primal Fear, but we didn't watch The Glass Onion either.
So really quick before we start the show, Netflix chooses icons based on what they've learned about you, like thumbnails. I mean,
oh really?
So my thumbnail for the movie is obviously Batista.
Oh, that makes sense.
Batista is in the thumbnail when it comes up, but yes, it learns who's watching and like demographics about them and everything. I watched a whole little mini documentary about this because somebody was like, "I'm a black guy. Why do I only get black people thumbnails? It's okay for there to be other people in the thumbnail." But he's like, look, and he was comparing it to other people's friends, and he's like, or other friends' accounts, and he's like, look, they get these people in the thumbnail.
That's so cool.
Show it for me now that I've already watched it.
The thumbnail?
I mean, it wouldn't even.
No, just
I had to search it.
Yeah, search it.
Before it didn't even come up, and it was a brand new.
You searched that and.
So,
chime in and tell us.
Just so, nothing against Edward Norton, but that was my brother's Apple TV, so we don't know what my Apple TV has yet. We're anxious. Hopefully, on the
no, they'll probably have Bond.
I would like to just call attention to the fact that you didn't know we were live, but you were already talking into the microphone.
That's
just
true.
To talk to
that
us.
is very true. All right, 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast, episode 853. No, you need to do like the other thumbnail. You know. Did you search?
No, it just came up.
Search. No, search. The Grapploct podcast.
The Glass Onion podcast.
Do you want to tell us about Grapploct, please?
I would be delighted to tell you about Grapploct. Grapploct has a body made up of nothing but muscle. He's 853. He's Grapploct. His body makes up the grappling moves this Pokemon performs with its tentacles, tremendously powerful. Its height is 5'3". Its weight is 86 pounds. It's male and female. Its category is Jiu-Jitsu. Abilities are Limber, which means its limber body protects the Pokemon from paralysis, or Topics, which include...
No. Thank you, Deux.
Ad break. Thank you.
Your see, I don't know if it's only a
just the generic.
I mean, no, like a set-top box thing. So, like, I don't know if mobile is the same as maybe tablet would be different. We're talking about Netflix thumbnails, which are different depending on you. Not everybody sees the same thumbnail for. If I wish I was logged in on my phone now, I could just look it up. But the thumbnails when you're looking on an Apple TV or a Fire TV or whatever are landscape instead of portrait. So I don't know if it's the portrait for mobile is changing things up. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody who celebrates Christmas. And if you don't, happy Hanukkah, happy whatever you're celebrating, if you're celebrating, or happy
Krazy Kwanzaa, Tip Top Tet.
winter, happy weekend, whatever. Happy Jewish go to the movies day. Well, that's tomorrow, I guess.
Classic.
But thanks for joining us if you're here.
For our French listeners, Papa Noel.
Thanks for joining us if you're here on this Christmas Eve podcast. Obviously, it's going to be. Oh, Anastasia Beaverhausen says their thumbnails just Daniel Craig. Yeah, if you're able to check your Netflix thumbnails, go in there and check that. We were talking about this a little bit on the pre-show on YouTube. So this is for audio listeners only. As I said, if you go on Netflix, you get thumbnails based on you. So obviously you'll get the movie you're looking for, but your thumbnail will be different. So I went to go look for Glass Onion, and my thumbnail was Batista because I am a wrestling fan. So Batista was literally the only one in the thumbnail.
Man,
so.
I'm
It
really
also works for far right political preferences too, probably.
Oh god.
Netflix does that?
No, I just mean for if you are on that side of the spectrum, you probably get Batista as well.
Why? He's not far right.
And the character seemed it.
Oh, in the movie.
No
Yes.
spoilers.
Yes,
No
that's true.
spoilers, please.
Not really. I will say this, without spoiling things. I think everybody in the cast does a great job. I'm partial to Batista. He's his comedic timing.
I didn't even want to hear that, to be honest, from you. I wanted to.
Okay, let's put it this way: is it a surprise that I'm partial to Batista? I didn't tell you anything.
No, that's why
know.
I didn't want to hear it because I guess that is. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
you didn't hear anything that you wouldn't expect already.
Yeah,
if I was like
expected
Batista sucked, you'd be like, oh, he must be really bad because RMC thinks he sucks. So.
It's terrible. It's
you
terrible.
believe me when I'm negative. You don't when I'm positive.
No, that's not it. It's terrible. I was going to say it's terrible that I wanted you, even though I love Batista and I want to enjoy the movie and watch him be great in yet another movie. Is it bad that I wanted you to think that he sucked? Yes. It's
is
horrible.
it bad? Yes. It is
That's
bad.
not a good friend.
Here's one thing.
Listen, it is a good friend to
in that
recognize
movie
it.
is much more wrinkly than I remember it in.
Because he usually shaves his head more than that.
And stubble's gonna make
the
it.
Stubble makes the wrinkles stand out. Yeah, definitely.
Now
What do you
I-
mean? It creates
really?
shadows, without a doubt. Yeah.
It's not shadows. It's like
If you have hair on your head that short,
it's not
it
shadows.
reflects light differently. Go ahead, look up his
I
bald
think
head
he's doing
without
something.
hair.
I think
He's talking to
You
two
think
bald
he's
guys
doing
about
something? What are you
what
talking? You think
bald
he's
look
making his
like.
head more wrinkly?
You guys have smooth heads, though, don't you?
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's yes, hair makes the wrinkles more pronounced. It's like if you took a crayon and drew in the wrinkles. Like, of course you're going to see them more, unless you made them flesh color.
Well, he also
Which would go for the point of no hair.
But as Drax, it's just shaved. I feel like he's doing something to polish it up.
Well, Drax, he's
Hey,
got a
man.
whole thing over the top of his head. He
Again,
doesn't have the wrinkles.
You're talking to two
Oh, no,
bald men.
he's got.
I've
yeah,
shaved my
He's
head
got the
before.
like the
it
skin.
gets shiny. You don't have to put anything on it to get it shiny. You just shave it
If you
every
guys
week.
if you guys couldn't already tell, this is going to be a much looser
I'm
show.
just saying,
than
being
usual.
like a big muscular man or something, he's got.
I've never had that.
It's like
all those head
It's
muscles.
the sausages come all the way up. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Does he have any sausages on the back of his
I
neck?
think he's got something, but
Oh. Maybe one or two big ones, but
I knew a security guard once that said the more sausages, the more you don't want to mess with that person. And
was
you
that
know
a
what?
real
I'm
security
not.
guard, or was that the movie we watched for movie night?
Is that a movie?
What
Because
was it? We
someone
watched
definitely said that to me.
I'm
who was
calling.
a?
I'm deferring to
he
you
was a
because I don't
bouncer.
remember.
It was a bouncer, but like I'm frail anyway, so I
Or
don't
maybe
I'm not gonna
that-
mess with anybody.
Maybe we talked about it at movie night
Did you
while
curse?
No.
Oh.
because you said that, and then we just went to sausages because you brought it up. Maybe I don't remember.
Hi, Gecko Kitsune and Hailey and Tom and Anastasia Beaverhausen and Ice Dilbert and Tall Show and Guy Bones and Roth and Nintendo and boy, a lot of you are in here for this Christmas Eve show. Thanks for joining us. Yes, I want to hear if you go in.
Big hello to my fans.
Oh, hello, Josh. How are you? Christmas Eve.
Hanging and
Banging and banging, baby. And George, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing just like Merry Christmas.
It's the most wonderful line.
There we go. Yes, nothing but Alex Jones thumbnails for me on Netflix, of course. Yeah, if anybody wants to go on Netflix and tell us what your thumbnail is for Glass Onion, I would love to hear. Although maybe it'll be something you don't want
That's all we're
to
gonna do
out
this.
you.
This whole show, we're just gonna
interesting.
I'm really interested.
we're gonna pick you apart and analyze.
I
you.
just know mine's going to be Daniel Craig. And I really don't want it to be.
I know, obviously,
I don't even know what
my Apple TV in general knows I watch wrestling, but I would never expect my Glass Onion thumbnail to be just Batista. But I was like, oh, all right.
Makes you feel good, right?
Got you to watch it.
They're certainly watching.
Oh, Malik Halo says Merry Citrus to George. That's pretty good. Hi, Solid Master Link, and there's the GIF again. Thank you for keeping up the newly found tradition. So yeah, it's a day before Christmas show. We're gonna, I don't know, we got stuff to talk about, but first things first. Last week I was like, I'm gonna do everything that I've been forgetting to do for the last week or for the last few weeks, and I forgot to do something I prepared for that show, and it's something. Oh yeah, Mom Brain, by the way, is in Florida for Christmas.
Did she make it, or is she still?
She made it. She made it like 11:30 today. I got the text. She's there.
Did you introduce Josh and George, but not us?
Oh, I did. That's true. Hi, Nicky Hill. Nicky Hill's here.
Hi.
Deux is here. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you.
There you go. You're
Glad to
right.
be here.
I forgot.
So glad to be here.
Now, speaking of things I forgot to say this last week, and I also forget who sent it in, but I told them I would do it. I told them I would do it, and I did it. A few weeks ago, we talked about what your Variety Indie Gamer score is, and I filled it out. And I only filled it out based on games I've actually played rather than games I've heard of, because heard of is every game on the list. I've heard of all 100. But out of the list, I scored a 64 out of 100. I played 64. I scored it. As I said already, I put little marks and added them up for myself so I could see what my score was and wrote a note.
I'm sorry. There was 100 games on that list?
There are 100 games.
Oh, I didn't count my number.
Yes, I added up how many I did and wanted to see what the total amount was. So 64 out of 100 games. But there are games, like I said, I know all the games. Like I haven't played A Short Hike. You did. I haven't played A Way Out. I haven't played Amnesia, The Dark Descent, or Baba Is You, or Bendy and the Ink Machine. But I know all of these. So
yeah, 16 for me.
64.
Although I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Like there's games like I haven't completed, but I've played.
Well, that counts. That counts.
Well, I counted those separately, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. And then I was gonna go back through and mark the ones that I've downloaded but haven't played yet. But I
downloaded but haven't played. That's a category I feel like is worth separating. But,
yeah, but I didn't do that.
So again, to whoever sent that in, I apologize for not remembering who it was, but there's your. Hey, look at that, Guy Bones. Wait, are you guys sending? Are you guys sending your thumb? Like these are your actual thumbnails. We got a Daniel Craig, and we got the woman. I forget her name. Hi, Blood Ocean.
Oh my god, I remember.
I don't remember her name.
I kept saying it to myself.
So we do have. Hi, Koboon.
Janelle Monet. Is that it?
Hi, Steve Irwin. I don't know. But there you go. There's a different thumbnail for Guy Bones. There's your proof positive. Thank you, Guy Bones. I appreciate you doing that. So yeah, now everybody, when you're listening, go home or take out your laptop or wherever you are, find out what your thumbnail is for Glass Onion. Because
those were all seeing the television. Or
Janelle Monet says Gecko Kitsune.
Yeah, that's what I said.
There you go. So you're confirmed. Guy Bones, it looks like it was taken off of a TV or a screen to me because there's a little bit of another thumbnail in there. So
also,
hi, Drake. I'm jealous, Ice Dilbert. He's got Catherine Hahn in his thumbnail.
I see that.
I didn't even know she was in it.
But
going into it, you didn't know. Oh, yeah.
But you liked Bautista the best, so you should probably be happy that.
I mean, let's put it this way: Batista should be the one there. I like Catherine Hahn in general. I think she's great. I also like her as Agatha, so she's got a Marvel connection. But Batista has I like him in general. He's a wrestler and he has a Marvel connection, so he's one up in Catherine Hahn.
But Bautista's not a main man, and isn't Catherine Hahn a main man?
It's true.
So they're kind of even then. That brings her up.
But
I would say at least
What
one.
makes her
What do you
main
mean?
man?
But
Just being a witch?
No. I think she's a good enough actress to be a main man for me.
And the main man
I
list
think
is
Batista
only
is-
about talent, or is it about like the character
it's
of the
about a bunch.
individual?
It's about a bunch of stuff.
It's
Is
a
she
mostly
amalgamation.
Mostly personal preference.
I see, like for my list, I couldn't put a bad actor. Like there are actors I love, but they wouldn't be on that list because they're bad actors.
Is Danny DeVito on anybody's main man list?
Not
I
on
wouldn't
mine.
put him on mine.
See,
I guess
but
he'd be on
another
yours.
criteria, and like he could totally fit on your main man list. But another criteria is you don't want too obvious of a star.
High
Like you
backseat.
wouldn't put like Al Pacino on your list. You know what I mean? So Danny DeVito's up there where like you know him, he's really really popular. But like
I mean, I put him
I
on
could
there.
I could have him squeeze in just because he's so quirky. You know?
Well, I
Quirky
put
purple.
him on the list because he has that doodle dog that he was walking around in. Like there's the
That's
photos.
true. Somebody
And
has
sometimes that's all it takes to be a main man. That's perfect.
somebody
That's
said they
actually
didn't have a
perfect.
Christmas tree, and they put up a Danny DeVito stand with lights on it, and they showed it to. They put it on Twitter, and he's like, "I'm honored to be your Christmas tree." this
Also,
year."
It's
I know
awesome.
somebody who
Hi, Super Sanchez, man. This was a
Who-
good idea doing one on Christmas Eve.
who apparently howled at the moon with Danny DeVito.
What?
Man, that must have been great.
It's quite a night, apparently.
Hi, Wolfric. Wolfric, we have a question from you today. He says, would you say Ryan Johnson is better at making suspense drama films than sci-fi epics? Well, I know this is going to be not a popular take, but I appreciated Ryan Johnson's entry in the Star Wars universe because I thought it tried to do something different.
Thought
But
you didn't.
No, he was down
always
with it.
defended this one. That's my favorite of the new trilogy, to be completely honest. I think the first one is too derivative, and I think the third one is an absolute mess. Do I think Ryan Johnson's is not with that issue? Of course not. But I appreciate that he was trying to do some nuanced things with characters. And I also respect that people do not like that one. But
Did you ever watch?
He did make Looper Coboon.
Did you ever watch Brick?
Brick's the one I like.
No, Bricked Up I've seen.
I don't know if it holds up because I haven't seen it since I was like
I
25. So I
I
probably
lent
thought
it
I
to
was
a
all
friend because
hot
I was
shovel
like,
back then.
this movie is great, and I lent it to a friend, and he was like, I turned it off in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't stand the way they were talking; it was obnoxious.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it since though, but that was one of my favorites.
That's me with movies lately. I've been on a string of movies that I've watched that I haven't liked. I'm just not doing it for
Well, and this Looper, I mean, I don't think I'm telling. I think a lot of people like it, but
Stick it in the
I'm not telling tales out of school. I didn't like it, and
Right
I'll
on.
say that.
Guybone says
I
The
don't
Last
think
Jedi
you're-
might be my favorite of all the Star Wars movies, but I also don't like Star Wars much. Wish it went further into unexpected territory, but still good. Guybones, watch Andor.
Yeah,
Watch Andor.
Andor's terrific.
Great for Star Wars fans and non-Star Wars fans alike. All right, moving on. I got a package this week from none other than
Zip.
Krazy Kernal, which was very nice of him.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know. Oh, Josh is excited. I didn't know it was coming, but it's a big box full of gifts. I wanted to open them all. I didn't.
Open
I
them.
knew I said that weird, but I'm going to open them right now on the
Start of the
podcast.
next year, we're going to be broadcasting from Canada. Okay.
So again, I have no idea what is in here.
Man, look at this. It's wrapped and beautifully
It's
wrapped.
wrapped
Sorry, was it
really
sent
nicely.
like? No, it was in another box.
This is like
It's in a box
professionally
sitting right
wrapped.
next to me.
Only
I'm going to call Krazy Kernal out, and I could be wrong. I'm going to guess his wife did the wrapping. Maybe he did it. I don't know. Maybe they did it together.
Nicky
Why
Hill
would you
wraps
say
like
that?
a dream come true. He
Why
wraps.
would you do that?
He
Because he's
wraps
an
like-
artist, but I don't think that goes to
Oh,
package wrapping. Nicky Hill is a great package wrapper. It's true. This is a,
Want
I
my
would say, a
secret?
clothing style.
He sent it to
box.
me, and
Oh,
I
it's
wrapped it.
exciting.
Oh, it's taped. Come on. If it's taped, then his wife did it. Festive. Oh, my God. Oh my God. Am I glad I waited for the podcast?
Wow, look at that.
This is amazing. We have Alf in a tank top that says no problem.
That's a window sticky though. Like you stick
God.
that in your car window.
What? Oh my God. I'm driving tonight and I never drive.
Oh, you can drive in the HOV lane with that fella.
Yes. And a regular plush Hawaiian Alf. This was a Burger King giveaway?
Brilliant.
He's got
There you go.
Brilliant.
cardboard.
Collect all 4 of the many faces of Alf.
Complete with the-
Were these
with-
both
It's
Burger King?
amazing.
I don't know what this would say it, right?
I didn't even know these existed. Well, this is another section
Wow,
of the
love
podcast
it.
for me to snip out and send to Al.
Love it. This is incredible.
And there's
Nice
something else
spectacles.
wrapped in the same box
Oh!
that has Alf in it. So,
Hey, Willie.
Dude, I'm sorry for just leaving all this trash between us.
I'm used to it. I'll wade through the trash to get to you, my friend.
And a
Wow.
vintage Alf.
Is that like a lithograph or something? Like
I don't.
screen?
It is vintage. Look how old that
It's
is.
definitely vintage.
Oh my
and I'm afraid
God.
I'm gonna rip it. What is it? I don't know what it is. It's. I mean, it's. Well, let me show it to the camera. It's Alf artwork, but it's like. This is like. I don't know what this is. I'm afraid to. I think it's just like a nice. Yeah, it's like a what do you call those? It's a wood block paint thing on, but this isn't wood. You know, we did it in art class in school. The roller thing where you blah, 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 over the. I explained that very well. I gave you everything. Wood block, blah, blah, blah.
The sound effects helped. Wow, this is great.
This is stuff primed for the shelf behind us.
It
This
even
says
has
Coleco
that
on it too.
smell.
Is that the game?
Look for
This thing's
$3
amazing.
Coleco. Read it. I mean, what else? Oh my God!
Wait, this is all from Krazy Kernal?
Yes.
The guy who draws for you for
well,
free
that's the
and
other
won't take
thing.
any
Like,
payment
yeah.
is giving you these awesome
Guys?
gifts?
That's it. I thought it was a puppet because it was so flat. Yeah.
Hey, Willie.
Oh my God. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Anytime I tell him don't do something or take your time or you don't have to do this, he will not listen.
Don't do what Donnie Don't does.
This is an original Moon Pie massive tin, only at Walmart. It says another thing I didn't think existed, or not think I didn't know.
The new goal is to get a matching Hawaiian shirt.
Man.
Oh, this is even
Full
better.
size.
There's actually
Full
moon
size
pies in
Moon
it.
Pies.
Are these mics hot?
Moon
right
Pie?
now?
Anybody?
Yes, please. Are you
Get
kidding?
it right ahead. Man, it smells great here. Moon Pie?
Yeah, it's a Christmas miracle.
Moon Pie?
Oh, this is amazing.
Thank you, Crazy Kernal.
Thank
Started
you,
my day.
Crazy
I
Kernal.
start every day with the Moon Pie. That's
I have
not
a
lie.
feeling it's not all motivated, but I have a feeling Crazy Kernal already had a
Stick that at
drawing
the end of the.
based on this, and that was just like taking the week off, sort of thing, maybe.
Are you kidding me? That guy never takes a week off. He always draws like
He
two
drew
drawings
more?
and then can't choose between
There's not
one.
just more. There's a considerable amount more. He
What the heck?
Wait, this
already-
is all from him.
Yeah, one giant box. I want to stress this. I had no idea this was coming. When the box showed up, I thought it was something I ordered for my parents for Christmas, and it wasn't. This is a cricket. A cricket mug. So does that mean something's printed on it?
Oh
Because
man.
I think that's what cricket is.
We
The
might
box is opened.
Cricket does.
Might we have
cutouts,
to-
So.
Might we have to heat up some water? Like, is it changed with the color of the?
Guys,
Uh-oh.
I'm just going to show you this side of the box. These are for you two.
Oh,
Get
what?
out of town!
No.
The box lid has Nicky Hill above one
Oh.
mug and Deux above the other. I don't know what these are going to be.
Are these personalized by him?
Oh my God.
personalized them with
Oh my
artwork, did he?
God. He did.
Unbelievable.
He did.
No way. Give me a break.
Incredible. This is incredible.
Beautiful.
When you're done. Wow, look at
Is that what I sound like?
Oh my God.
Holy
This is
cow.
amazing. So I've never
Unreal.
had a knack for gift giving.
Dude,
Nicky
are
Hill,
you
I would say
wearing the
you
shirt?
do.
Are you wearing the checkered shirt in yours?
When you're done looking at
Not
it,
just
you
my
know,
head.
when you're done looking, I want to hold it up to the camera.
Definitely have to hold these up.
One side says Nicky Hill Sweet Releases. The other side has Nicky Hill on it saying his catchphrase.
My goodness.
That
That
is
was sad.
incredible. And the other one says
Uku.
Deux Rumor of the Week with Deux in the back saying Uku, also looking like an
I mean-
Uku.
Like when Deux Rumor of the Week becomes like a famous late night show, this is going to be the mug that I have on TV. This is perfect.
I hope this is entertaining for listeners. Oh man, there's more mugs because it's entertaining for me.
Amazing.
Oh, this is for me and Mom Brain. Now, what should I do? Should I not look at Mom Brains and just leave it?
I don't know.
Let's take a vote. Look at it. Look at both of them. Say aye.
I don't know. I feel like maybe she should be the
All
first
right.
to see it.
We don't know if it does. Does it say her name on there?
Yeah.
Oh,
But man, unbelievable. These
We're
are
gonna
so
leave it.
unique. These are amazing.
We're gonna leave it. I'll look at mine. Maybe it's a mug.
careful.
Holy cow.
Oh man. It's got me on one side and Josh Grobot on the other. Josh, you're on the mug.
Beautiful.
Josh.
Man, look at
A
these.
big hello to my fans.
And we will package up the Mom Brain one. So
Look how
forward to that.
awesome this is. How do you even do this?
It's the cricket.
Thanks.
Brilliant.
Very
These-
cool.
Have you
even
seen this?
Josh is very polite when he gets a gift. This is I don't even know what to say. This is I think we have another mug, and it's from Hot Topic on the podcast. But it looks like this one's official. Maybe it's not a mug, but it's Cats related.
Oh,
The musical Cats. Oh, this
That's
is
for
for
Kirby. I had
Kirby.
a feeling.
Okay, put that over there. Sorry, Kirby. You know what? Put this one over there too, just so I can keep going through this box.
I'm afraid.
I have a folder. Wasn't sure what to do with all this stuff. Figured you'd appreciate them. Maybe
Are you?
Dark Ages drawings. The good.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
This is amazing.
Can you imagine being that talented? Like, I would never put down the pen. That's all I would do is just draw. Like, unbelievable.
It's a whole.
What if like Krazy Kernal? This was all of Krazy Kernal's stuff, but they're moving, so they're just like clearing out. It's like, well, might as well give them the mugs.
It's a whole collection of like the original artwork. This is incredible.
You got to make
Man.
that a coffee table book or
Look at
something.
this.
Wow.
Well, I've been talking to him about this.
How did he used to do this then? Did he
Uh,
scan these in the back in the day?
I guess there were some
these are like-
scanned. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's, I mean, right. You open up right to the classic.
This is for. Oh, this is
Wait,
more
yeah.
drawings. This is more
Oh my
drawings.
goodness.
Oh yeah,
We'll
sorry,
take some-
sorry.
I can look at some drawings.
All right, they don't all have.
This is for Mom Brain. Would you put that over there, please? We don't want that to get lost. Okay. Oh no. We have Peter. This doesn't say anybody's name on it, so
I don't even want to know the context. It's
Waluigi poking a shy guy.
in the what could be the eye socket. These are brilliant. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I know. He sent this is great. Old post-it note doodles and notes from my very short run as a podcast music trivia archivist. The start of it all. I'll leave that here for you.
Brilliant.
And then I believe,
This is
unless I'm
incredible.
mistaken, I believe this is it. And it's last on purpose because it says warning, maybe don't open.
All right, then just.
I'm gonna.
Is it meowing?
It's not, but it's Mr. Mom.
What?
Lovely. Oh god, look at his weird legs. This has to be like a McDonald's or a Burger King toy
I don't know if we can.
from Pokemon the movie 2000. Pokemon the movie 2000.
That's amazing.
So which movie was that?
So it's 22 years old. This toy.
You got the rim shots over there. I can't do it. That's right. And another little Mr. Mime toy. Man, Krazy Kernal, I don't know. I mean, like, this is ridiculous that you're sending all this awesome stuff when you already do the artwork for every single episode of the show. This is incredible. Thank you so much. This show is nothing without your artwork. You bring to life our stupidity in a way that makes it actually funny. So thank you. You did not have to do all this.
are a
You
real
kind of save
hero.
our butts with these drawings because it,
Right.
it gives it a little context and it makes us look less crazy. It's like, oh, maybe these things really did happen.
and other people look at them and they're like, I thought this was a Nintendo podcast. Well, last week had lots of video game references.
There's Waluigi poking a Shy Guy in the eye. I don't know what else you need.
Thank you, Krazy Kernal. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I have never seen or received a collection of gifts that were so amazing. They're so spot on in so many. I mean, this is the podcast history. This is the podcast in front of us. Alf and Cats and all of the stupid stuff that we say, and Mr. Mime and video game stuff, Moon Peas. What? It's amazing.
They're really genuine and really thoughtful.
Yes, I'm jealous of how thoughtful they are. Nicky Hill's getting choked up. He's getting choked up.
It's just very, very thoughtful. I mean, to have, especially to take your time and draw each of us something special.
I'm jealous of how good of a gift giver you are. I cannot consider myself anywhere near that level of good. Like I said, Nicky Hill is an excellent gift giver. He always puts in a ridiculous amount of thought. And I've always been jealous of that. And now you've done this for the podcast crew, and we're all jealous. This is incredible. I mean, any one of these things on their own would be amazing. The Alf puppet on its own.
Yeah,
he's got to be a regular. We're gonna have to make him a regular part of the show. How many people do you have on your show? Always at least 4. But
I just also feel I don't know. I just feel weird. I feel Krazy Kernal always contributes a lot as it is. So to give us gifts, I feel I don't know. We don't.
Well, don't feel bad because we give him the gift of the podcast.
He gives us a
yeah, right.
There's
this
a gift
not a fair exchange
every year with the artwork and every week with the artwork and everything. It's just like a gift enough.
And this is
I really appreciate it.
This is a story people don't know. Well, you guys know. Krazy Kernal does the artwork for the podcast, obviously, but he, regardless of how many times I tell him not to do it and to take his time, he stays up late to do them. I believe he's a night owl anyway, but still, he's up 2, 3 in the morning doing these pictures. That's usually when he sends them over and we chat, and he'll send me little progress pictures and everything. But I want to stress, I do not tell him to do that. I tell him to take as much time as he wants. I also tell him he doesn't have to do a picture at all. Obviously, we want the pictures because they're amazing, but that's what's the word I'm looking for? Why can't I think of this? It's not jealous. It's when you only want something for you.
Selfish.
Why couldn't I think of that word? It's a selfish thing because his artwork's amazing. Of course, I want to see more artwork from him, but yeah, thank you, Krazy Kernal. You have been an incredible part of this show. Like I said, you bring to life our stupidity in ways that are far beyond anything we could want or should get or deserve in any way, shape, or form. So thank you. This was amazing, man. You better start thinking about next year because it's got tough. I'm joking. Thank you very much. That was fantastic. Boy, am I glad I waited to open that on the podcast. It was very podcast appropriate. Oh, well, that's the rest of the show's downhill, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Krazy Kernal. That was great. Touching.
I do have. I want to know what year that art was made because that is definitely vintage Alf art. Maybe some might say it was made by Alf himself. Speaking of Alf, did you guys see on TikTok? It blew up on my TikTok today. The some strange lights above a club. I forget where the club was.
Vegas?
I'm guessing Vegas. Yeah, it was some weird lights in the cloud where everybody was running outside because they thought it was a UFO. I saw a whole bunch of TikTok. Nobody knows. People in the comments are like, it's lights from the strip reflecting off the clouds. It could be, sure. And the ice molecules in the air or whatever, but it looked like a spaceship. You know what it looked like? You saw Nope.
Yeah.
You did not see Nope. Spoiler alert. There's a ship with some whatever.
It's in the trailer.
Yeah, but they make a point in the movie to talk about how the clouds where this thing are never move. And in this video, these videos from multiple accounts on TikTok, whatever is hiding in the clouds, the cloud there never moves. And somebody's like, "Oh my God, this is Nope in real life."
They were shooting a sequel. That's probably it.
They asked Keenan.
No.
Jordan Peele. Keegan Michael P. and Jordan Peele. They asked Jordan Peele if he wanted to do a sequel, and he said nope. And they were like, "Yep," and he goes, "Yeah."
He said nope too.
As in, like asking, nope. They said, "Yep." He said, "Yep."
Good Lord.
You see, this is why Krazy Kernal sent so much stuff, because that's the kind of quality humor you can expect from here. One more thing. One more question. On Patreon, I said when it comes to the end of a year, it's time to reflect and hopefully take what you've learned and put it towards growth in the new year. So I talked on Patreon about people. I wanted people to give me the hot takes that I have that they felt were too spicy and deserve some pushback. And I got some answers, and I said I would read them on the podcast. So that's what I'll do. Zach says, not caring about frame rates or visuals or resolutions. Play games at 540p at 24 frames per second sucks. So here's my thing. Does it impact me, bother me? Not one bit. I do not care. Tell you the truth, I don't even notice. For a frame rate to really bother me, we have to get down into the single digits, and it has to be sustained. If a game goes single digits frames per second for like a few seconds and then goes back to normal, I'm okay with that. Now, what I have to say is I recognize I am outside of the norm on that. I recognize that most people get annoyed by that stuff. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get annoyed by it. I respect your annoyance and frustration. I am an extreme case that comes from an era where that was the norm for games, but people were bothered by it back then as well.
What's wrong with you?
It's never bothered me. So it needs to be a very extreme case for me to be pestered by it. I will always mention it in reviews because I know people want to know that stuff. I will say it doesn't bother me, but the frame rate here or there, or whatever, is rough. So I'll make mention of that. But yes, to be clear, I recognize that it is a sticking point for many gamers nowadays. I will say some take it too far in the other direction where they're like, I played a game that was supposed to be 60 frames per second and it dropped to 50 a few times. And I'm like, well, really? Like, whatever. Listen, if a developer is going to advertise a game at 60 frames per second steady and you don't get that, then okay. And people are like, this doesn't have 120 frames per second. I'm like, really? Like, come on. But listen, those are extremes, just like I'm an extreme. So the people in the middle who are like, I don't want it to be 540p. I don't want a dynamic range for resolution. I don't want it to be sub 30 frames per second. So be it. Yes, Nicky? You look like you had something to say.
No, I'm struggling on the what is this called?
Soundboard. Guybone says, number one, maybe not a take, but boggles my mind you haven't played Tower Falls. That's still true. Some of the best couch multiplayer I've experienced. I have not played it. You would think with the people involved with it, I would have played it, but I didn't because it was only local multiplayer. So I wasn't really an opportunity didn't arise where I was like, I should download that game and we should play it, because I was like, to be honest, I don't feel like convincing friends to play this game because they're going to give me pushback. So I didn't do it. But you've renewed my interest in it. But yeah, it does seem like a game I would play.
Big man blaming his friends.
Doesn't seem like a game I wouldn't play, and you are 100% right. So I should get around to that.
Also, didn't even ask his friends, just assumed they wouldn't be interested and made the decision for them.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Your words are as empty as your soul.
Guy Bones also says, being ho-hum about Resident Evil 4's remake. I understand remakes are overdone, but the RE remakes
the sluice
are basically a whole new game with how much they've changed from the base game. One of my most anticipated. Again,
and that's exactly your issue with it, is that it's a whole new game.
Yeah, I replied to him with this. Again, I know my stance on remakes and remasters is not a popular one. I know it's in the minority. That is just a me thing. I'm very excited for those who want to play these games. But yes, that is my problem with it, that it is like a whole new game, because then that new game becomes the game. Resident Evil 4's remake will become Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Just like Final Fantasy 7, whatever it's called. Like, that's the Final Fantasy 7.
What's happening with Resident Evil 4?
They're doing a remake.
A complete remake?
Yeah, just like they did with Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3.
How did that work?
And I guess Resident Evil years ago, huh?
How did that work out for those?
They were popular.
They were popular, but nobody when people go back
I'm
and
sure you've played.
I had my fun with them, but as far as canon wise,
it changes
it's
story
not
stuff.
my Resident Evil.
you know, like when people say, let's go play Resident Evil, they don't mean let's go play the PlayStation one. They mean let's go play the GameCube one that was re-released on a bunch of platforms, because that's the one you get. Like Capcom did not anywhere near as much re-release the actual original Resident Evil.
You've been
It's the
talking
remake
about
from the
this, I think,
GameCube.
on podcasts I haven't been here for, right?
I complain about remakes a lot, but yes, my issue is that it's like a whole new game and that overtakes the original, which is why the remake exists in the first place. So that personally irks me, but I also understand the excitement because people like to go back to something they already enjoyed to enjoy it again in a new way. So I get it. That's not how I like to enjoy things, and it's not for me. But if someone recommends something to me, I will play it, as I did with Resident Evil 2, which unfortunately for me only cemented my feelings on that stuff because I didn't like some of the story changes they did there. But it is what it is. Martin says, I think maybe the one take. Oh, also Martin put a very long response and then replied and said, I just realized you're going to read this on a podcast. Please don't feel like you got to read the whole thing. So I read that, Martin. Succinctly, Martin says, I think maybe the one take I would disagree with would be and I may have misheard, so forgive me, Pokemon games should be released as one game, not as two. It's been so much easier to fill out the Pokedex now without having to worry about getting all 1,000 of them registered.
I love how he thought that was you, and it was really me. I'm the one that hates more Pokemon.
That's what I said to him in my response on Patreon. I said, I may have said something along the lines of, sure, you could do one game, why not? But that is a do statement where he wants it to be one game. I'm fine, whatever. But
I do tenet.
But with Martin, you gave a reason as a legit Pokemon fan why you prefer the two games, and it makes more sense to you now, especially nowadays. So I default to you because I do play Pokemon games, but I'm not the dedicated fan that you clearly are. And if you have a legitimate reason as to why two games makes more sense nowadays and makes it easier for you to get the Pokemon you want, then I default to you, my friend.
I read that comment. I follow you on Patreon, and I read the whole thing because I wanted to see people rip you up, and they were actually really nice to you, which is I guess they are paying you. So
minus the last one.
Ooh, I'm excited.
No, jokingly.
Oh, okay. But I read his whole comment, and you could tell that person really knows their Pokemon, is a true fan. So like I respect that, but like part of me is just jealous. I mean, it's just jealousy because I love. I don't know. Give me something I love. I don't love much for anymore.
The Last of Us.
Okay, The Last of Us. Well, now this isn't gonna work. I was gonna be like, would I love two Last of Us games at once? Well, no, I wouldn't. That'd be way too much. So never mind. The example doesn't work.
Bro Force.
yes. Give me all the Bro Force.
Well, you're getting your DLC
every year.
Sliders64 says Xbox Game Pass. I've seen multiple developers praise it, talk about how it helped overall sales, helped them sell on other platforms, helped them finish a game, helped get employees paid. Yet it seems you made up your mind to be mostly against it when it is much more nuanced issue in terms of being good or bad for developers. Quick Googling can show multiple indie testimonials saying it has been good to them. Sometimes when it comes up on the podcast, you get a shovelly attitude. I mean, that's 100% true. That's my attitude with it. And my attitude with that, I guess I should do a better job of being more nuanced with my explanation. I am very well aware that some developers have had very positive experiences with Game Pass, and their games have found an audience that they wouldn't otherwise find. And I certainly respect when developers get the pay they are due, because I don't think developers get enough money. And you made all excellent points. My problem is with Game Pass. Game Pass becomes a thing where when you put your games on there, you condition the consumer to be like, oh, I get this on Game Pass. And then if a sequel is to come around, they'd be like, oh, I'm not going to pay for a sequel. I didn't pay for the last one. It was included in Game Pass's subscription. And that is what's the thing people say? That's by design, let's say. Like Game Pass does that because then Microsoft next time around, when nobody else will pick up a sequel for publishing, because the company doesn't have sales data, they have Game Pass data. Microsoft will be like, oh, we'll take the sequel and we'll give you some money for it. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy because Microsoft knows if they put a game on Game Pass, it's going to get more attention that way, most likely. And then when a sequel comes around or that developer wants to make another game, they're going to go to Microsoft for it, because if they're doing a sequel, no other publisher is going to touch it. If they want to do a brand new game altogether, they already have the history with Microsoft. So that's how it works. I'm worried about exactly what has happened and we're living in right now with streaming services. Now we have 8 million streaming services and we're paying for all of them. That's like there aren't as many.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
There aren't as many operators in the game industry, obviously, so it's not going to get that bad. But I'm worried about the future of games when it comes to subscription services. And I do want to stress there are developers who poo-poo Game Pass and have issues with Game Pass and all that. But yes, it's not as cut and dry as
stuff is happening.
It's bad
everywhere.
In general.
Like
stuff is happening everywhere. That's true.
The fact like the pay for different benefits and stuff like that too. And so like I don't know. It's completely disconnected because I wasn't paying attention along with Josh. We were messing around. But yeah, I don't know.
Slider 64. I think the point we both need to say is it's not a clear cut good and bad. There are good as you say, there is bad as I say, and there's a lot in the middle. So I guess here's what we should say. If gamers feel they are getting their money's worth and developers are willing to support the platform, then that's all that really matters.
How much does it cost for Games Pass?
It could be up to $15 a month.
A month, I believe.
15 a month.
It's an unbelievable deal.
Yeah, but somebody was just telling me about the Sony kind of model of that.
Yeah, they're not doing exactly the same.
He said
thing.
It was like 120 for a year or something like
they
that.
have like 3 different tiers that you can do.
And he gets a ton of free games.
Yeah, but it's not just you get more free games on Game Pass without a doubt. But Sony's service does not offer day one first party games. Like Microsoft.
See that I don't like.
That they're not doing that.
Day one for it to be on Game Pass where Microsoft is getting the money, right?
Well, it's their company, so that's how it works. Microsoft puts out first party games day one on Game Pass.
Day one.
Yeah. So like Halo is day one Game
Plus
Pass,
Sony
and Bethesda's games are day Game Pass, and like Sony isn't going to do that because they know they can make $70 and upwards for each sale of God of War Ragnarok.
I mean, I guess I appreciate that part with first party games for them.
For Microsoft, yeah.
Yeah, but like indie games or something like that, day one, no, I wouldn't. I don't want to just give that stuff away.
Well, I mean, again, it's the developer making the deal with Microsoft. They're okay with it. So, but that's my thing.
Microsoft pays them a percentage or something. That's how
they give them a lump sum, I believe, and then some have a situation where if it hits a certain amount of downloads, they will get a bonus amount. But each deal is handled differently. There's no
for $1.
There's no flat deal where you go to Microsoft and they're like, Game Pass, okay, we pay you this. The end. Every deal is worked individually, but lump sums of some kind are there, and sometimes that lump sum goes to helping the game getting completed during development. So yeah, it's not a 100% evil, it's not a 100% good, it's a neutral chaotic, let's say that. But I am worried as far as it goes. I'm worried for it devaluing games and conditioning gamers to think that they should not spend, that games that take years to make are not worth $15 or whatever it may be. So
it's a hard thing because it's kind of not incredibly unlike these other TV channels and like streaming services, right? Where you just pay.
Yeah, it's almost like I said that
that's
during
what
this conversation.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
Out.
Yeah, yep. I made that exact point. Yeah, about streaming services.
You guys have a lot in common.
If you were listening, yeah, you would have heard I made that point.
Yeah.
David says, Stray. I loved it at first and collected all the music sheets. I also got to a point where I was like, okay, let's skip all the side quests and just finish this thing.
Meow.
I'm a little bored. And the way the story evolved was so interesting and fun that I enjoyed it by the end, despite the gameplay being pretty familiar. So consider that your attitude on Stray might improve if you finish the game, which is fairly short. Yeah, I don't have a negative attitude on Stray. I like Stray. I just haven't gone back to finish it. Yeah, there's kind of a moot point on this one. I enjoyed what I played, and I just have to go back to play it.
Is that the first game that game company made?
I don't know the name of the company that made it. Look them up. Annapurna published. Oh my God, Annapurna cats. Annapurna. Yeah, look that up. And then finally, the one hot take I will never back down from. Red Panda says food-based levels are not terrible.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Nope. Not even getting into it. Food-based levels are terrible unless, I don't know. The whole theme of the game has to be food if you're going to do a food-based level.
I feel
like
I
still
this
don't like
is
it.
Probably
but I'll be okay
developed
with
by
it.
Blue 12 Studio.
Now click Blue 12 and let's hear what they've
Blue
done.
12.
Well, was it nominated for debut indie at the
I
Game
thought
Awards?
that's what you said. Yeah.
Well, then I would guess that's their first game if that's what they were nominated for.
Great
First start.
Nothing to click on there.
Great first game. Great debut.
Nothing to click on there.
How would you know? You never beat it.
I mean, with all the attention it
I
got,
think
you
it's-
can't ask for a better
My whole
debut.
thing was like,
You make one game and you win awards for it? Come on.
it was.
Come on.
Undeservedly, according to you.
It's a third-person game where you're like exploring and everything. That there's
A third feline game.
yeah,
Person.
That was
So
right
stupid.
there. Why didn't I think of that?
but like, I feel like it did it better than some other larger companies do.
Hi,
And
Freddie
this was
Pro.
their first time out.
Hi, Fred.
And I
Susan.
never expected Stray when I first found out what it was. I never expected it to be as big or like involved as it actually ended
Bigly.
up being. So that's why I like it.
Yeah, as I said on our previous show, it's just every game that was nominated in that category, I felt deserved it a lot more, or I could see an argument for it to deserve it more. But that's not me saying it's a bad game. And I will get back to it. Look, never mind. I'll talk about that later. I'll talk about that later. All right, Nicky Hill, can you do me a favor and hit that news jingle, because we got some news to do. I don't remember what happened this week. Oh. I was like, it's the week before Christmas. This is usually a quiet week, and it was quieter than usual. But Nintendo was like, hey, surprise, we're announcing new games for the Switch every day during this week. It's a holiday thing we're doing. I'm like, son of a bitch. I mean, that's fun as a fan, but I was like, really? So literally every day this week, they had like holiday week or something where they announced games that were surprise launched and games that are coming to the Switch next year. So fun as a fan, sucks for me. Yeah, what we got here? But that's for later. First up, Epic is in a bit of trouble.
Wait,
Oh, no.
we're not going to talk. Oh, we're going
We
to
are
talk about those
later.
games later.
Because I was saying, we don't have a ton of top stories. It was a quieter week, but we do have that Nintendo stuff. But anyway, Epic's in a lot of trouble. They have to pay more than $500 million.
They got it. They make that in a weekend.
My cousin was asking me how much do they make in a week. I was like, I don't know, but it's got to be,
Enough to cover that and then some. They're fine.
Not in a week, but a few weeks. Yeah, it's not like they're. I don't know. Speaking out of my ass, I don't know. But anyway, this is due to FTC allegations of privacy violations and unwanted charges. Basically, the FTC has said that Epic will be required to adopt strong privacy default settings for children and teens, ensuring that voice and text communications are turned off by default. Also, under a separate order, Epic has to pay. So it's basically $250 million here, $250 million there, to refund consumers for its dark patterns and billing practices. I've never heard of the term dark pattern, but I learned about it this week.
Oh, that's
Go ahead,
That's
Nicky.
the real tricky stuff. It's like, oh man, I can't explain it. Like you have to basically, like a company makes you jump through hoops to get something accomplished, or they have you click a link that sends you to a different location that you're not really expecting, but like it kind of looks similar enough where you're like, okay, and you just can continue.
Here, I'll just give you the quick wiki.
Yeah, an internet
quickie.
definition is probably much better than my.
No, I think you did a
aimless
good job.
wandering.
A dark pattern is a user interface that has been carefully crafted to trick users into doing things such as buying overpriced insurance with their purchase or signing up for reoccurring bills. So it's
like the one of the big ones is there's the tax app, won't name any names, where it's like, oh, free, it's free, it's free. So if you look up this company and
just
free,
swap the initials for that tax company. It's a joke because both initials are the same.
Gotcha. I was thinking free tax. And I was
Herbo
like,
Tay X Tay.
Yeah.
There you go. Nobody will know that.
So if you look it up, like the top link that you get for that is actually the pay version of it. To get the actual free version, you have to go through a different thing. And there was a big lawsuit against them or something because it was like, no, you can't just do that. And they're like, we're not doing anything wrong. They also paid a popular internet search company. Like you can pay
Google gay.
you can
do
pay
that all the time.
to like control what the search results would be.
That's great.
So that one is always like the key one. And in reality, like the first like couple pages of searches when you like of links when you do a search all go back to the paid version. It's crazy.
Gecko Kitsuna says, I'll be honest, I've never felt tricked by Epic or Fortnite. They always have the price up front, but I'm also not a kid anymore. I was thinking the same thing. I don't the FTC finds it egregious enough to fine them 200 plus million, and I'm not being like, stupid kids, but out of anybody, I would have felt like Fortnite was one of the better ones, but I'm not in the like the minutia of it all as far as like how button placement and color schemes and all that stuff works out. Because it's not like you can buy something right away on Fortnite either. Like, even though I get the whole V-Bucks to dollars thing, 100 V-Bucks is $1, and they're like, oh, I only need this many V-Bucks. But it's not like you make one click to purchase. You can't even do a click to purchase. You have to hold the button for at least 3 seconds to lock in the purchase.
I think it's just they've over time, like, kids don't care, so they'll buy the stuff, and then the parents see that, they call, they complain, they get it reversed, and then that happens thousands and thousands of times, and then they're like, oh, okay, there must be a problem, lawsuit city. Because we know tons of people that have called up Epic and like been like, oh, my friend's kid ordered this, and they like take it off the bill, and they get that all the time, I'm sure.
It's happened multiple times. I've read so many I've reported on so many news stories of a family that's like, my kid spent $250 on Fortnite in 5 seconds, and I didn't know when we called Epic. But I all this stuff can get better. I would agree with you, Gecko Kitsune. I never thought Fortnite was good. I was honestly under the impression, I thought that they handled it better than most companies. But I think a lot of this also is Fortnite's the big guy. Like, these companies aren't going to look at Call of Duty because they're like, that's for adults, when mostly kids are playing that game. So, or like FIFA. FIFA's another bad one. Not mostly kids playing that, but playing that. I'm sorry. That's very much more like a gambling situation. It's very gambling oriented in that, with the FIFA cards and all that stuff. But if going after the biggest guy and stinging them with a $500 million law or fine forces changes for the whole industry, I guess for the greater good, it's good. I'm not like, I love big business and protect big business, but I can look at something and be like, I didn't think it was all that bad. But again, I'm not in the psychology of all that stuff. Maybe they did design it in a way that is extremely tempting and or confusing to the younger generation.
Pretty hot and tempting.
But
it's like that company, Real Cheese, REAL. It's not real cheese, but the company's name is Real. So you'll read products, it'll be like made with real cheese, and you'll be like, oh, this is real cheese. And it's not. It's artificial. It's very similar to that.
Listen, man, if it smells like cheese and it looks like cheese, I'm eating it, baby. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I'll eat anything yellow. It doesn't matter.
Super Sanchez says, I think at the beginning of Fortnite, it was very easy to purchase V-Bucks quickly, as you bought any at one point. You write, let me try this again. If you bought any at one point, it would save your card info and it would charge you right there if you hit yes. But it's not like that anymore, and hasn't been in some time. Yeah, sure. If I totally agree with that. If
are those the examples of the dark patterns, or is there something else that maybe there was other
Check your
stuff?
Underwear. We'll see some dark patterns.
Well, listen, they gave the the insurance thing as an example in wikis, so that would be like,
could you insure your character
in Fortnite if you purchase the Fortnite Crew subscription? That is a reoccurring subscription. It's not a $15 purchase once and you're done. It's unless you turn it off. It's but it tells you that. But again, kids don't know any of that.
So how easy is it to turn off?
Howie Mandel.
I can't imagine it's hard.
I turned it on and off, but I don't even remember what I did. Yeah. So I don't remember it being, oh my God, am I still paying? I don't remember. And like, I would get an email from them saying, remember, if you don't turn it off, you're going to get the thing. So
yeah, I wonder if that's a dark pattern thing though, where like they remind you the day after.
That's all Fortnite's email said. Remember, if you don't turn it off, you're going to get the thing.
Like my insurance company, I only paid half my insurance, and I was like, oh, I'll just pay this in another month and a half. Pay the second half, and I got emails and phone calls from the insurance company saying like, we're about to cut you off. You never paid. It's like I never got an update. Like I never got a reminder to pay, and I honestly just forgot about it. And then I got an email from them saying thanks for switching to paperless, which I didn't switch.
Oh,
mine keeps telling me switch to paperless, which I've done every time it asks me, and it won't do it.
Yeah,
it will not do it. Every time I get something in the mail, it's like go paperless. I'm like, I know, I told you to go paperless.
Even if I did switch to paperless, it sent me the thing saying thanks for switching, but it never sent me an updated bill in my email. Like it didn't even still send it digitally. Whatever.
Anastasia Beaver says, I think I had to go to a few menus on a Switch to turn off Fortnite Crew subscription, and I had to Google how to do it. So there you go. Maybe things have changed since I've done it. I don't know.
That could be part of the dark thing.
That would be part of it.
Here, just click that, like, unsubscribe and you're good. But no, you have to click unsubscribe, then go to a different page, click all the things to turn it off, and then click accept, and then it's.
I will say this. If you play Fortnite as much as I do, Fortnite Crew is a pretty good deal because you get more V-Bucks than you spend in money as long as you go through the levels. So
money.
But I didn't end up liking the costumes enough. The skins, I'm sorry, that was an old man thing. So I turned it off. But if they did a Fortnite Crew where I liked the skin, then I would hop back in for a month. Yeah. But anyway, there you go. So $500 million for Epic. An Epic lose for Fortnite. So there you go. You can read a much more nuanced report in the actual post because there's a lot to it.
Nuance, my report.
We're gonna skip that one. So as I said, Nintendo did their new thing this week that they've never done before. It's called Nintendo's House of Indies, the holiday event. They did one every weekday this week. And me, my mom. I made one of them a top story because I didn't know if this was going to be an everyday thing, but it was. But again, there were games that we knew were coming. We just didn't know when, and they got released on these days, so that was nice. Like yesterday, we got Sports Story, which we knew was coming, but we didn't know a release date for it, and it finally just showed up. We also got the reveal of games that we didn't even know existed and are coming to Switch, such as Risk of Rain Returns. Risk of Rain is very popular, and they are remaking the original, and it's coming to Switch sometime in 2023. So 5 days worth of games in there. One of the surprises we got was the Punchwin, which is a Punchin penguin, and it comes from Shein.
Punchin or like punching?
Punch, yeah. The Punchwin, which comes from Shein, which hasn't done anything in a while, but they did Fast Racing League, and they did that little awesome platformer that was on the yes, whatever that was.
Jet guy.
The guys who are known for making graphics that are really good and fitting them into file sizes that are really small, but also making great games. Oh, they did The Tourist. Yes. Spelled with a Y.
Yeah,
edgy.
But anyway, this is their new game, and I'll be talking about it later because I played it because I like Sheinen's games.
What is it? I want to look it up.
The Punchwin. Punchwin.
Punchwin.
Punchwin.
Oh, look at that.
So there you go.
Oh, little baby King Dedede.
Yeah, right.
Baby Dedede.
A UK consumer group has said that Joy-Con drift is a result of a design flaw in the Joy-Con. This is UK consumer group Which, WHICH. We've heard from them before about Joy-Con stuff, but apparently they did some research and got some experts to look into the Switch Joy-Con, and they're like, why did these Joy-Con always get drift issues? Here's what their study shows. The plastic circuit boards show noticeable wear on the joystick slider contact points, and that's only after a few months of use.
Oof.
And when you couple this with dust and other debris, it causes Joy-Con drift. Which believes that Nintendo could have fixed this somehow. They don't say specifics.
Oh my God!
They also say Nintendo should provide a compensation or refund plan, and they say that a no quibble, that's in quotes, no quibble repair or replacement of all Joy-Cons should be done free of charge. I mean, that's what Nintendo was doing in most regions, not all, but most. Nintendo released a statement in response to this, and they say money.
And they say,
Dear Crumpets,
Uh,
you UK consumers really like it.
The
You like to quibble? Do you like to quibble?
I mean, nothing's more British than that. The
that's
no
right.
quibble policy.
In
That's so
quotes
funny.
too. Yeah. Nintendo says the percentage of Joy-Con controllers that have been reported as experiencing issues with the analog stick in the past is small, and we have been making continuous improvements to the Joy-Con analog stick since its launch in 2017. We expect all our hardware to perform as designed, and if anything falls short of this goal, we always encourage consumers to contact Nintendo customer support, who will be happy to openly and leniently resolve any consumer issues related to the Joy-Con controllers analog sticks, including in cases where the warranty may no longer apply. So yeah, they, the issue sucks, but Nintendo was replacing them for free and still does. Not in all regions.
Nintendo sent Mario to speak on their behalf, and he just said,
Thank you so much for playing my game.
But Mario, that doesn't
Sorry
solve my
for the
problem.
dust in my
Thank you so
Joy-Con
much for
controller.
playing my
So it's
game.
like, Mario, are you going to help me?
Thank you so much for playing my game.
And he walks away. So yeah, hopefully if you've had the issue, you can you've worked with Nintendo to get it replaced. And the newer Joy-Con don't seem to have that issue anymore, or as much at least. But there you go. Currybutt says, duh, we already know that. We have known for quite a while. Miraculously, I'm still drift free on all Joy-Cons, including launch day Joy-Cons. But 2 Xbox controllers have suffered drift. I use my Joy-Cons much, much more. Yeah, I don't have any Joy-Cons with drift, but I have a PS4 controller with drift. My PS5 controller doesn't have drift yet, although I've heard of people having it. How's yours?
My original Joy-Con doesn't have any drift, but I don't trust it.
How's your PS5 controller? Good.
Oh yeah, fine, but I never use it. I'm usually playing a PS4 game, and I'll use the PS4 controller because I feel like a dummy using the PS5.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I didn't know you did that.
Oh yeah, you kidding me?
You kidding me? You kidding me? Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to savor that puppy. They're not cheap.
I'm gonna say something
How
that
much are
I
they?
might feel is
I want to say
70 something.
$70.
but that's how much the Joy-Cons are.
But you get 2 controllers for that. I mean, that's
Yes.
true. That's 100%
Well, the Joy-Cons
true.
are expensive too, but
Yeah, they're both expensive.
Well, no, you can get an individual one but it's
40.
still 40.
oh yeah, that's expensive. But at least
Well,
RMC
let's.
was
I
saying
mean,
they'll mostly replace it if you were to have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
about
never sent mine
Sony,
in
but
to get repaired.
I'm gonna say this. I've been using the PS5 controller only when I play stuff on PS5. I've been playing God of War, as you know. I think the controller's too big. For my little fat baby hands.
Would you have preferred that
It's the
boomerang
first-
looking thing they
you
had?
do have baby hands, don't you?
It's the first controller I've ever used where I feel like my hands hurt from using it because it's too big for my hands. And with the pressure sensitive analog triggers, like
You gotta
it
go
makes
for
my
it.
hand hurt.
Does God of War use the pressure sensitive? Quite a
Not
bit, or-
on no, I mean, but the triggers are just bigger in general and it's a further reach. So
Yeah,
but yeah, when I'm playing a game where that's reacting and you're
you don't
pushing
have to
more.
touch. I'm just curious.
No, we got touch.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, like that.
It's too
You play the handheld systems. You don't have a problem. Like I
no, when
them
I
and
play
get-
handheld, my hand
get-
cramps up too.
What was I calling it? Big man hand or long man hand? Long man hand.
I like both of those. But never on a console have I played where my hands have cramped up. With PS5 on that controller, whatever it's called, Dual Sense, I have my hand hurts.
Well, you know what? Next time, I don't know. The system's only been out for what, 3 years. So when they come out with a new
2
game
plus,
that I
2 plus.
want to play, oh yeah. And by the way, I read that PS6 is on the horizon. Like I am so
Why?
livered with the Sony.
All right,
I'm so livid with
that
this.
stuff you read was like a clickbait article. I mean, obviously there will be another PlayStation.
Yeah, but they should probably use the system that they've already created, right?
Well, I mean, as far as new games, that would be true. As far as games in general, there's lots of PS4, PS5 games on there. So, listen, I agree, is what I'm saying.
Is the
but
Last Guardian
it's important to differentiate.
tied
The Last
to
Guardian
Shadow
of the Galaxy.
Is it linked to Shadow of the
Eco?
Colossus and Eco?
linked how?
Thema-
Like
like-
actually storyline linked?
Yeah, thematically kind of. Or...
I wouldn't say. I would say it's its own thing, but
The
there's
first two
some
are pretty
pieces.
similar, or there's like ties, right? Like-
There's some ties, yeah. Well, I would say those. I don't know. I don't want to get into spoiler territory. Why are you talking about this?
Because that was a friend of mine played Edith Finch and was like, really loved it. And then he was talking about the PlayStation thing where he's got all these free games available to him. And he said, would you ever hear Shadow of the Colossus? And I was like, yeah.
Did I? There's another great example. I'm sure it won't be the PS2 version of that game. It will be the PS4 or
It
PS3.
is. It's the it's like whatever the
Was that
remaster
PS4?
was. I don't know. To be
But
honest.
so that
Which I did not play. not
I'd be
surprisingly.
interested to know, because I remember having an issue with like locking onto things and grabbing things and everything with the controls of the original. So if they did improve that, it would be better.
If I remember correctly, and I might be wrong, I believe they improved things, but there were new issues introduced that people also didn't like. I might be remembering that wrong, but I don't know.
I don't know. But then I was like, well, but if that's available, then maybe Eco's available. And if you're going to play one, you should just probably play the
Yeah,
first
but Eco
one.
hasn't been remade, so it'll be too ugly.
Well, that's why I said play that one first.
Is this that same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be too ugly.
Why?
Because he's a weird guy with games.
I told you nothing about this
I don't know
person.
who we're
I
talking
literally
about.
just asked you, is that the same guy?
The same guy as who?
Same
The
That's
guy
who?
you talked about last time who was looking for games and he's like, there's nothing to play. And we were like,
Oh,
well, it
no,
depends.
I
If you
don't-
have really crappy
No.
taste in genres,
I
then
don't
I guess
remember
that's
who
true.
you're talking about, and I don't think it's the same person.
You don't remember? This is the guy you know that you told me about.
But I don't remember the conversation
Okay.
before who it was. Who it was?
All
about.
right. Well.
I don't remember what friend I was talking shovel on. But no, I mean, he was just saying he really loved Edith Finch. He had some questions about it, which then talking about to me, I was like, I have no idea.
Is she a bird?
But then he just mentioned Shadow of the Colossus, and I was like, yeah, that was one of the first games where they were like, oh, can video games be art?
Oh. Hi, William George.
So
William George, I want to go read this because you put a lengthy statement. It's about a previous story. He says, as a father of 3 where all my kids play Fortnite, I do my job as a parent to have a password set. So if my kids want to do anything on a game, I need to put in my password. It's not that hard to do. On top of that, the game asks the player more than once before any purchase goes through. I feel that lawsuit is just from parents that don't want to do their job and someone else to do it for them. Listen, I'm not a parent, William George. I felt the same way. Like parents who say video games are too addictive. Well, you're the parent. Like, how about you stop them from playing games? It's very easy to put a password on or a time limiter or watch your children. I understand you can't watch your kid all the time. I understand if they go to a friend's house, they might play video games the whole time they're there. But when you are home with your child, you can probably do a few things to make sure they don't play games as much as you are.
strap
as much
them
as
to
you
the
don't
bed
want
so they
them
don't
to.
wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
They
Start playing.
The NES had
Put
an
a-
actual lock
Put a
that was
board between
sold.
their ankles. Sorry.
The NES had an actual lock that was sold that made it impossible for someone to put a cartridge into the slot. The parent had to know the actual lock number to put the
Ooh.
game in there. Yeah.
See, that's why I'm not having kids, because they would learn the definition of the word hypocritical immediately. Because it's like,
That's enough
You're
games for you. Get off. I gotta
Yeah,
play.
exactly. I've been playing games 16 hours. Well, that's what adults can do.
That's right. When you're an adult.
I'm gonna win.
Gecko Kitsune says, interesting. The PS5 DualSense is probably the most comfortable controller for me. Well, Gecko Kitsune must have very large hands then.
Hmm.
I like it. Picture of your hand in the chat if you want to.
Whoa.
Moving on.
Wiki hands.
We have it's probably out there.
Of course.
We have the 2022 year in review. This is the top games around the world. This was put together by the gang at Games Industry. They have named the best-selling boxed games of the year. We have the UK, Japan, and United States. Nicky Hill and Deux, which part of the world would you like to start in?
Boxed games,
Yes.
all systems.
All systems, all
How many
year.
parts of the world are we?
You got
to
the
do?
choice of UK, Japan, and the United States.
Antarctica. Not
I
on
do
the
not have
list.
that data.
And this is everybody? Not Nintendo.
One more
only?
time. This is every single video game that is sold in retailers
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
in the UK, Japan, or the United States. We have
Call
all
of
3
Duty, bro.
charts.
Forgive me. Every video game system.
Are you doing this on purpose? Or is this a bit, or is
I'm
this
not
serious?
saying all
I'm just
three,
saying-
like all three continents. I'm saying all three, like Microsoft,
All
Sony, and
systems.
Nintendo.
Every single video game that is
all
sold.
you had to say. Why
And-
didn't you say it once? Say it once.
This
can't
has
say
to
it
be a
again.
joke, right? You're joking, right?
Look,
This is a
if
bit?
there's one thing that I love, it's guessing.
Needling me?
It's guessing what boxed games were number one in. Let's start with North America.
No,
E-Ring,
not
Elden
North America.
R.
Again, United States.
Just the United States.
Okay.
And where
That
were the
is
others?
different.
Europe and Japan.
Nope. UK, just the United
UK.
Kingdom
UK.
and Japan. Would you like to go larger for Japan as well? Say it once and then twice and then a third time and then again right before we start.
Listen, UK and Europe, but start with the same U.
Typical Americans, am I right, guys? North America is just the United States. Which one do you want to pick here?
Elden Ring.
Europe.
Where are we? You want to do the United Kingdom?
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
let's do
Elden
the
Ring, he
UK.
guesses that is number 10 out of 10.
FIFA.
We did it. Oh, there's more.
FIFA, he says, that's number 1. You guys bookended it.
Brilliant. Perfect.
Call of Duty,
So
bro.
we'll move
Call
to
of Duty
Japan.
says Josh.
Okay.
That's number 2. Yes.
Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is number 7. I will take one more, and then you have 5 out of 10 for the UK.
God of War Ragnarok.
God of War Ragnarok is number 8. Yes. Very good. There you go.
Pokemon.
It's still going. Can I have more specific, please?
No, I don't remember them. Scarlet or something?
Yes, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, number 5.
This is amazing. So we gave him all this crap.
Now think about it.
Because acting like we didn't know what was going on. And look at us. We're done.
And while we were vamping, I was looking them up.
I said,
I didn't look
I
them
said,
up
could you
right
be
away.
more specific for Pokemon?
Arceus.
Yes, that's number 3. So now you guys are just missing. You're missing 2 out of the top 10,
This is where it gets stressful.
and you know both these games.
Yeah.
Do you want hints? I'll give you hints.
Maybe we should get a hint.
Okay. This game stars a female in the lead.
Horizon.
There it is, Forbidden West, and then numbers. That's number 4. Then number 6 is the only one you haven't guessed.
They is it the one that's been around since the dawn of time?
No,
Okay.
it came out this year,
Oh, okay.
but it is based on a property that started decades ago and is still going strong today. Some would say the latest thing to come out for this franchise is the best.
Kirby and the Forgotten Realms.
No,
Well,
Oh.
you let me. You
it's
led
an
me astray.
entertainment property that exists across many
Lego
media.
Star Wars?
There you go.
Star Wars.
Brilliant.
Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker saga.
Let's just straighten it out.
That's
Let's just
pretty
be.
great. We
put
did
it out
well.
there.
We did well.
Forgotten Realms.
I was doing
Forgotten
that.
Realms beat out. It made it is the best selling now, right? It topped Dreamland.
The
It
original
was the
Kirby game, yes.
best-selling 3D Kirby
So
game.
I
think,
wasn't
as well.
wrong.
Yeah, that is, Deux is
Your face-
Deux is joking.
You looked at me like you were gonna jump across the table.
Deux is joking. The best-selling Kirby game in general. Yes, Nicky Hill.
But it's true what I said, but it's also true that it's
I'm
the
just-
only 3D.
I was just
Kirby.
saying your hints.
Well, it depends on what you mean by 3D, because there's a lot of 3D Kirby games,
Oh
but
no, I was wrong again.
Yeah.
Your hint redirected. a little
fully
bit.
3D.
I feel
Fully
like-
3D.
I feel like we were
Sounds
robbed.
hot.
Next,
Japan.
Sure.
I won't make you guess the ones that you've already guessed. You can consider
I
those
don't
all
remember
guessed.
what we guessed.
You guessed Mario Kart. You guessed Pokemon Scarlet, Violet, and Legends. You guessed Elden Ring. So you got to fill in the rest of the
Legends.
list. Yeah,
Is that Arceus?
Oh, they
Yeah.
don't like any of that other stuff, huh?
they don't.
Good for them. What would they like? I don't know. Nintendo Switch Sports.
That is number 5.
Hey,
Yes.
how about that?
You're missing number 1.
Hmm. Is there a Fire Emblem that
Monster Hunter.
Good guess. Not on here.
Not this year.
Not this year. This was
Xenoblade
released this year.
Chronicles.
Good guess. Nope.
Bayonetta.
Good guess. No.
Near Automata.
Good guess. No.
Ooh,
came out? Triangle something.
strategy.
Good guess. No.
My gosh.
Final Fantasy 16.
Good guess. No. That's
Oh,
not out yet.
Dragon Quest.
Good guess. No.
Oh, come on.
Not
Now
this
I'm
year.
thinking we.
What's the one you're just playing? Isn't that a new one?
Dragon Quest Treasures is a spin-off. You think in 2 weeks it's managed to make the Japan top 10 for the
Don't.
year?
Don't shame me.
Don't shame me. You're missing number 1, guys.
Yeah. So
Hint number 1. It's a Nintendo game.
Ooh. Could it be that Kirby game? No way.
no, he would have given it to us already, right?
Well, we said
didn't
it for,
guess
we
Kirby
said it for
yet,
UK.
yeah.
We didn't say it for Japan. Maybe we'll say it for Japan.
Number 4, Kirby and the Forgotten Realms.
Alright.
Number
Wait,
4.
I thought you were giving us ones that we.
He meant.
Oh,
it wasn't on the
It
list.
wasn't, okay.
What rules?
I really have a hard time remembering.
You haven't guessed number 1. Don't look in that chat, dude. Forget it. Dude can't guess now.
No.
I wasn't looking to cheat. It's like a tick, but I did see the answer, so I won't.
It's all
say
Nicky
it.
Hill. You're an island now. Nicky Island.
I feel like it's something I should know.
Yeah,
It's colorful.
Hey.
Oh, now I can't give hints.
Yeah, that's right. You can't because you know the answer.
you do too.
Yeah, I know.
It's unbelievable.
I gave one hint. It's a Nintendo game, which should narrow it down considerably, and then you go with what you said.
All right.
Would it be?
Yes,
Would it
it
be a
would be.
hint
Don't
to
say
say
it.
that they
Yes,
were-
it would be. Don't say it.
He's good.
Oh my god.
Here's hint number 2. Japan loves it.
Here's hint number 3.
Okay, you can do that hint. I don't know what the hell's going on. I played the game and I don't know what that is. Apparently, you masturbate to it.
Ooh.
That's what I got from what he's doing.
Don't let him get in your head. It's not about.
I'm in
that.
there.
It's
I'm
new
in.
this year.
Yeah,
What the heck came out this year?
it's a Nintendo game. If you just run through Nintendo franchises, you
don't-
would get it.
Well, he already said Nintendo Switch Sports, right?
That's correct.
I don't know how I can make it any plainer.
Is it a Mario title?
No,
Zelda?
but there is
No.
a Mario title on here. It's not a Zelda title.
What was new for
Oh, Mario Rabbids. It's not in the chat, and I only had the
Not in
one
the chat.
spoiled, so am I allowed to say
Not
that?
on here. You are allowed to guess. Not on.
Oh,
here.
that wasn't the one?
No.
So what's the other Mario game? Strikers?
Now remember, I said it was this year. That doesn't mean it came out this year, but this is for
Oh,
this year.
God, what the heck?
Man, I mean,
Also, the number
that
one
was-
game,
the
as I-
attitude's a little
Mario
maybe not
3D World.
appreciated.
As I said, the number 1 game did come out this year. Mario World, no.
I honestly don't even know what the heck came out.
I think this has gone on so long that I might have to call it.
Bowser's Fury.
That is still the same game, so no.
Same game as what?
Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is the same
that what he
game.
said?
Wait a
Yes.
minute. What
I wasn't
Mario?
listening to him either.
You two are amazing.
It's on his. Oh, Metroid Dread.
No,
that was
nobody
last
likes
year.
Metroid.
How
Oh,
about this?
Splatoon.
Oh, he got there. He got there.
Makes so much sense now.
Splatoon
Yeah, I
3.
masturbate to that all the
time.
Well, I don't have it. It's just Rule 34.
And then the Mario games you missed. Technically, one is Mario 1 has Mario. Mario Party Superstars was number 8. Smash Brothers was number 9.
Smash Brothers. When did that come out?
Years ago.
Again, yeah, it's not this
I
year.
thought
like,
One
yeah,
of them
he-
long tail
He's
sellers.
already yelled at us twice for it, so don't even
What?
bring
What
it
are you
up.
looking at me weird for?
I thought these were all games that just came out.
No, because as I described now for the 5th time, this is the best-selling games of 2022, boxed. Not in Europe, the UK, not in North America, the United States, and Japan.
All right,
I hope
let's
the
do
audience
North America
enjoys
next.
this, 'cause this is torture.
What?
North America
What's
next.
what's not on North?
All right, here you go. United States.
Madden
I won't make you guess the things you've already guessed for other lists that were on them.
that were on them.
So then how much is left?
He guessed Madden. That is number 3. You guessed Call of Duty. You already got that. You guessed Elden Ring. You already got that. God of War, Lego Star Wars, Pokemon Horizon, FIFA. You're only missing one answer, and it's number 10.
GTA 6.
Great guess. No. I won't let this go on as long. I will give a hint
Forza,
eventually. No, but
Gran Turismo.
you consider those sports, right?
Sure.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not gonna do
It
that.
is adjacent. It's a genre. It's related to that genre. All-encompassing genre. I feel like you're gonna say I'm steering. It's a sports game.
Cruising
I'll just say
USA.
it. Yeah, I knew if I kept saying that, you would go another driving game. It's a sports game.
UFC fighting.
The show, NBA, MLB, the show.
Yes, MLB the Show. Now, top 10, pretty impressive.
I like his approach. If NBA the show covers both.
Pretty impressive because this is the first time for me in the this is the first time MLB the show has gone multi-platform, so it's available on Switch and Xbox. Whereas before, it's always been a PlayStation-only franchise. But Sony was like, we can make more money with this
I don't care.
if we put it on other
Gosh.
systems. So there you go.
It's a pretty big deal, folks.
Doesn't anyone care? Shut up.
Here's
I don't
something we've
care.
never done a guess for, Josh. That's rude. Most covered companies. This is by Gaming Press. What company was the #1 most covered company this year?
GoNintendo.
Part of that is correct.
Go-
Nintendo.
GoDaddy.
Nintendo had 269,000 articles written about it this
Wait
year,
a second.
and I
It's a
did
Nintendo news site.
250,000 of them.
It's a Nintendo news site.
Nope,
And
no, it's not.
this is GoNintendo is.
Yes,
So clearly the article is just about Nintendo being on the list. Right?
I have the top 10.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, I didn't write this article.
Sony.
Yeah, I'm not looking for you. You can guess them if you want. Yes,
Micro-
Sony is number 3.
Microsoft?
That's
Pornhub.
number 2.
Is this like websites? Pornhub, right?
Most covered gaming companies
Oh,
by
okay. I
the
thought
press.
this was popular websites.
Now, who the hell goes to Nintendo.com for anything? Or Sony.com? Like who goes to PlayStation.com?
You know what I would love to do once? I would love to lock you in a room where
Make
you
me
can't
visit
hear,
Nintendo.com?
where you can't hear anything. I'll tell you what we're gonna do, and then I walk in, and then I start doing it, and then get mad at you. That's what it's like when I don't listen. Just want you to know.
I was gonna say.
That's
when you don't listen, it is
think
very
about-
hard. Yes,
yeah,
I
think
agree. You're
about
right.
think about it.
Very
Epic?
difficult. Most covered gaming websites by the Gaming Press.
IGN.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I said gaming
website.
websites. That was incorrect. Now I'm screwed up.
Yeah.
Most covered gaming companies by the Gaming Press.
Nintendo.
Epic is not a
You
gaming
did
company?
Nintendo. Yeah,
Pokemon
Epic is
company.
not on
So
here.
then why would you just
Pokemon.
yell at me for saying Epic?
I didn't yell at you for Epic.
I just said it, and you had to say it very slowly and clearly because I speak
he
a
said he was
different
trapped
language.
in a room.
But you looked at me.
No, it was not
You
about.
said it directly to me.
It was not about Epic. I said Epic's not on the list. Now let me apologize. Epic is on the list.
Oh my god!
Epic is number 5. Yes.
We have to finish this. This year is ending
We're
disastrously.
at an hour and oh my god, my mom's asking me if I'm coming over.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Josh, now's not the time.
You guys keep guessing.
None of us were listening. All right. Well, what company made Leisure Suit Larry?
Is Apple on the list? Because they make games now, right? Or they at least have they you can play games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna guess it's not. I have
Mobile?
to switch back. No, who the hell's no? Let's put it this
I mean,
way.
they
It's
have,
a mobile
they
game
have
situation,
equal
and everybody
coverage
poops on
though,
them.
as
So.
far as Epic is concerned, right?
No, Epic has like Fortnite
Epic
and
coverage.
Epic Game Store.
Devolver.com.
Apple's not on here. We're not doing websites. Just want to stress that again.
God, what is this again? It's
Most
companies
covered game companies, and those are obviously covered by the Gaming Press.
Devolver. Does that count? Annapurna. Am I allowed
now
to say
you're
these?
guessing. Those are wrong, but you are guessing.
Konami.
Oh no,
Capcom,
Activision Blizzard.
Activision
Huge.
Blizzard.
Yes, that is
Huge.
number 7. Yes.
Naughty Dog.
No. I'll just take one more.
You've been dishing out
So
a
many
lot.
of these companies, I feel like, have just been like inactive or like slow.
You spent a lot of time with one of these companies this year.
Electronic Arts.
A lot of time.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
Electronic
Rockstar.
Arts-
No,
Ubisoft.
Not Rockstar, huh?
not Rockstar. Someone say months.
Months. Bethesda.
There it is, Bethesda.
Who's talking about Bethesda?
25,000 articles. We're talking about Bethesda this year. Starting with number 10, Bethesda,
Probably
Valve, Sega, Activision Blizzard,
best
Twitch,
one there.
Epic, Ubisoft, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. Do you? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do it.
Oh,
And then we're done.
boy.
Most covered games, just in general. Most covered games. This is articles written about these games. Most covered games.
Earring Eldenar.
Number 1.
All right.
Smash
good.
Brothers.
I can't imagine that. No.
Well, I thought maybe with like that whole thing. that was
What's
going
the
on.
whole thing?
that gaming thing that just? I mean, that's
I
just
mean,
recently,
yeah,
it's
that's
not-
very recent.
Pokemon.
No.
Geo War Argnocht. It's not. It doesn't roll like E-Ring Elden Ring does.
Yes,
I'm not
number
gonna try.
10. Number
All
10.
right,
What
bookending
is-
it again.
God of War Ragnarok.
I was trying to. Yeah, I was trying to E-Ring Elden
Geo
Ring.
War
It doesn't work.
Arrock.
It doesn't work as well.
Did you say R or Arg?
I was gonna say Argarok,
Okay,
but
okay.
I don't know what I actually said.
I'll just give you, starting with number 15, Destiny 2, PUBG, FIFA 23, Apex Legends, League of Legends, God of War Ragnarok, Overwatch 2, Horizon Forbidden West, Cyberpunk 2077, Minecraft. Very disappointing. Number 5 is The Last of Us Part 2. I think we know why. Number 4, Call of Duty. Number 3, Genshin Impact.
I'm sorry,
Up 1%. Should know. And number 2, Fortnite.
Last of Us 2, but that all of that stuff was last year, wasn't it?
Not the controversy.
Yeah, they still talk about it, I suppose, to
Really?
this day.
Yeah, that's like there's whole corners of the internet dedicated to that horrible stuff. Yes.
Get over it. Can I say that?
You sure can.
Get out of my library.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's
But
2022.
I just saw an article the other
Almost
day that was like
2023.
using Chat GTP to write a better Last of Us Part 2. And like, it's the internet. Kerbo says, I love poring over this kind of data. Me too, until this very segment. Interesting to see the trends and changes over previous years and comparing demographics. I agree. Yeah. What were you yeah, like Genshin Impact being up 1% year on year. That's impressive. Fortnite is number 2 overall, but as I said, down 37%. Yes, Nicky Hill?
I was just wondering, does the term pouring over mean masturbating?
It does now.
Nice.
We have.
case,
Can I get a
I
drum
do
roll,
too.
please?
No.
Can I get an anything? Your sound of choice.
I'll give you the thing.
Triangle Strategy has hit 1 million units sold.
Congratulations.
Oh, I was gonna say, hey, 1 million. Yet another example of a brand new niche RPG from Square Enix that has achieved 1 million total sales. That is excellent news. Dew played the demo and enjoyed it. Didn't transfer over to the full game. Not yet. I played the original game I played the game. Haven't gone back to it yet, but I loved it. I really loved what I played, but this was at a time when the site was popping off again. So yes, what?
I have here on my calendar waiting to see if Live Alive reached 1 million.
Yes. Live Alive was released only this summer, so you got a ways to wait for that.
Oh, but I have it on here
Were we
because
trying to do it in a
somebody
year,
said
or?
by Christmas or something it would sell 1 million.
Did I say that?
I don't remember if you did. I didn't get too in depth.
I know we had our Kirby chat. I don't remember saying.
Yeah.
I
may have heard you say it and threw it on here.
I would say, if I'm going on what I think I would say I'd be surprised if it hit 1 million, but I don't think it's impossible.
How long has Triangle Strategy been out again?
Triangle Strategy, I don't know. It's just this year, though. I'm going to the wiki to see the release date. Probably like February or.
I don't really recall.
I'm on Nintendo's page. I'll tell you in what's March 4th. It was March 4th.
So that's pretty good. So it's more popular than Live Alive by a lot.
We don't know that yet because Live Alive launched a lot later. So I don't know what the tally is at for Live Alive right now. We had a sales check in on Live Alive, and I remember it was bigger than I thought it was going to be. So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But less than a year for Triangle Strategy and hit 1 million sold. Great news for Square Enix. Again, brand new IP, always difficult. Niche genre, always difficult. Niche of a niche genre, to be completely honest. HD 2D, another HD 2D game, which is great to see. So good for Square Enix.
We should add that the Celery Man clip. The
40 3D
3D. Yeah.
We should. You're right.
We do talk about it a lot.
HD 2D 3D 2D.
So there you go. That's great news.
Sure, why not?
Seems like 1 million plus people out there have excellent taste in games. Good for you guys for propping that one up. Kuribo has the most
Outstanding.
the top rated comment. It says, "Good to see new IPs do well. Encourages more new ideas rather than always playing it safe with established franchises." That's what I'm saying, and that's what I said about Square Enix. Good for them. You have your Final Fantasies and your Dragon Quest. They continue on, and even they evolve. I may not like the direction some of that is evolving, but they evolve. Then Square Enix pays tribute to their classic fans and their roots, but not necessarily with these established brands. They do brand new IP. So that's excellent.
Can we
Very
please
respectful
go back to
of
the
their previous
days of
work.
calling him Squeenix?
Sure, I'll call them Squeenix from now on.
Wasn't there like, didn't they publicly like request that it wasn't called? They didn't call him Squeenix.
That does not ring a bell.
My
Doesn't
thumb is
seem
on the
like something they would do.
Squeenix.
The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom got its ESRB rating. So if you were worried about another delay, worry no more, because ESRB ratings are only given when a game is content complete. So Nintendo has content completed Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. It got an E10. So there you go. That was perfect.
But that means they can still work on the game. They just,
It's not done. They are not printing it yet, but it is content complete, as in everything that needs to be said will be in the game has been certified. So
hopefully Terrytown's there with those Bolson construction guys.
I just wonder what
got an
Ganon's up
E10
to.
plus for all the usual stuff, fantasy, violence, and mild suggestive themes.
Fancy violence.
Fancy violence. Yep. Kurbo says, "Think that means the game is content complete now, and all that's left is the final polish. Looking forward to May 2023. Yeah, lock it in. If you were worried it's going to get delayed, don't worry anymore. There is your unofficial official confirmation.
Now we just have to worry if it's going to live up to our expectations.
Well, I mean, that is true, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say all
game
Zelda games have done that for me.
It's fun.
You may argue that
Just one of them.
just one of them didn't, but I'd still say that's a very good track record.
Yeah, it's a great track record.
Which game did not?
Majora's
Majora's
Mask.
Mask.
But along those lines, Majora's Mask is a quote sequel Zelda, and so is this one. So
It is a direct sequel.
Spirit Tracks, and I liked Spirit Tracks, and you loved that one, as
Is
we
that
know.
a sequel? I don't think
to,
it's a sequel.
To the
Phantom Hourglass?
I believe so.
Are they sequels? I thought they just looked the same. They use the same engine. I'm engine.
You're
Joke.
probably right. You'd know.
I could be wrong. My Zelda lore history is not very good.
Maybe I'm just thinking Phantom Hourglass and Wind Waker. Isn't that the same link? Or even that's different?
I don't know. Someone in the chat. We need a Zelda historian in the chat to help us out here.
Man, I thought
My Zelda history is horrible, minus the very big touchstones. So, anyway, North America, what we get? Let me tell you. A maiden astrologer divines the future.
that sounds like a password for Rolling
Yeah,
Thunder
right?
2.
That's what I was thinking
a
when I
rolling
read it.
nucleus smashed the neuron.
Astronomical Club for Queers. That's not out until it's out as of yesterday. Burger Chef Tycoon Extended Edition. Cat's Puzzle. Dr. Kobushi's Labyrinthine Laboratory.
Kabushi!
Drone Race Simulator Pilot Flight School Airplane Games Jet 2023.
I'm sorry, what was this?
Fight Club. Join us if you can. What is what?
Spirit Tracks. I couldn't remember the name.
Phantom Choo Choo. Floppy Nights.
Mm.
Grappling Dash.
Mm.
Iron Lung.
Mm.
Kaiju Wars.
Mm.
Kawaii Slime Arena. Mia's Christmas. Sorry. Mini Golf and Pool Bundle. More Hun Pirates. Crazy Chicken Pirates.
I'm sorry. More hung pirates?
More Hun.
So
Oh.
according to, sorry to interrupt again, but according to Wikipedia, which
I've heard of them.
the most reputable source,
The preeminent
news,
source for
that's
Zelda
the term
lore.
I was thinking of. Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, its sequel Phantom Hourglass.
I know it says sequel, but does that mean the follow-up, or are the timelines related?
The storyline follows the current. I don't know. I'll keep looking.
Okay, you do that. Mortal
not-
Shell
I'm not-
Complete Edition. Party time. Picross X Picked Bits versus Uzboros. Pixel Cup Soccer. Poplings.
Oh,
Roller Cats BF Episode 1. Yes.
Alternus Liz.
Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Yes, we all know that one. We already talked about
I
it.
continued with Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, and then Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. As
Well,
like,
if they're
follows
saying
up.
that, then I guess they're all related. That link was busy. Really, that's the same. How could it be the same link? It's in the water. Where'd the water go? He's driving a train around.
I don't remember. That's why I was asking you.
Yeah.
You said you liked it. That's the only reason I brought it up.
I did like it. I listened to the main theme song from that just yesterday because I love that song.
Because you were fantasizing being on a train.
Underrated Zelda theme. I think that's one of the. I'm going to say it. I think that's one of the top 3 Zelda themes. Street Drag Racing Car Driving Simulator 2022 games. Yes, Nicky Hill.
We're getting a lot of conflicting. We're getting a lot of conflicting reports about this in the comments.
I have to go home.
Why?
I just saw an ad on GoNintendo. Maybe it was a top story that Shovel Knight Dig and Neon White are both up to 50% off. They're probably not. 50%.
You can buy it on your phone. You don't got to go home.
I don't know how to do that, and I'm not going to.
The old people way. I don't know how to do that, and I'm not going to learn it. I got you.
Yeah, let me just buy it and screw up and then have to pay twice. Oh, it wasn't on sale then, was it?
Well, that's the great thing about Nintendo's shop. You can't buy a game twice.
Yeah. I'll buy.
You know what? You go there and it says already downloaded.
What else has come out on the system?
Sweet Bakery Tycoon Premium Edition, The Tale of Clouds and Wind, Truck Simulator 3, Windstorm, An Unexpected Arrival,
Hurry up already.
Words in Word, and Zan Chuchamel. Most upvoted goes for gotta love seeing these SEO spamming titles. Drone Race Simulator, Pilot Flight School, Airplane Games, Jet 2023, Supreme Car Race on Highway Simulator, Ultimate Driving Games, Poly Experience. Yes, very much SEO on that. You're right, Link the Viking. I completely agree. They're trying to get their names up there on the eShop when you're searching for stuff, and that's how you do it. Josh, can you take us to Nicky Hill's segment, please? The one for which he is known for.
Hey, be quiet.
Trumpeted around the world.
I think I hear something. What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Oh, how that's
gonna help him find it. Is that what it's written as?
I don't know where it is. I organized it by what Mom Brain wanted. I don't know what she wanted.
Oh man.
I'm gonna guess it's on a page with a little amount of options, and I'm gonna guess it's a tab towards the end. That's my guess.
Yeah, it's not. Music, drum roll.
It probably says Nicky's something.
Yeah, I would think that too.
We'll wait. We got nowhere to be.
We have to wait.
Yeah, we gotta wait. We need the music. It's the best part.
I could play something.
No, it's right there. The man's got to find it. What are your tab options? What are your tab options?
Random,
Okay, potential.
which I feel like it would be under here. Mario?
Nope.
No. Josh?
Nope.
No. Music and sounds.
Oh, potential. That is a song.
Oh, here it is.
I had trouble finding it. It was under music.
No, I was looking there, but I wasn't looking for Nicky Hill music. I don't know what I was looking for.
What did you want to say? Sweet releases, maybe?
I don't know.
That'd make sense.
Yeah. We got 11 minutes and 45 seconds.
We put a lot on there
out.
for you. We did.
European.
We do a lot of trolling.
Switch eShop releases for the week of December 22nd, year of our Lord 2022. There's not many more weeks in this year, Lord.
Some would say there's one more.
Some would. So what came out in Europe?
No way of knowing.
Let's get into it.
Oh, okay.
Aero Striker World Invasion, Arcade Archives, Metal Hawk, Car Parking Madness, School Drive Mechanic car games. If you like cars, you're in for an extra treat because there's Car Puzzle for toddlers and kids.
They can't drive.
Dead Age, Zombie Adventure and Shooting Game. What
That's what the kids say nowadays when they're really serious.
Dead
right?
age? Dead
Dead
age.
age, man. Dead age.
Dr. Kabushi's Labyrinthine Laboratory. What's that about?
Doctor's at it again. That's all I can say.
Bathroom. That kind
That's
of laboratory.
Kobushi, though. That's not Dr.
Kawashima.
Kawashima.
It's not. That is correct. Those are two different
His
names. You're
doctorate
right.
was revoked.
There's more than
actually.
one doctor out there.
They both start with the same letter, but that's about it.
Dr. Kawashima lost his practice license. I don't know if you knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hear about that later. Drone Race Simulator Pilot Flight School Airplane Games Jet 2023. That feels very disjointed.
But the year of whose Lord?
The year of our Lord.
Oh, my goodness. Well, then there's a lot to look forward to.
He got you.
For all those Edward Norton fans out there, Fight Club. Join us if you can.
For all those bitch tits fans out there. Oh, rest in peace, bitch tits. Sorry.
Speaking of bitch tits, Floppy Nights. Grappling Dash.
Sorry, that's such a gross name. Meatloaf. Whoa, what happened here?
Oh. Can't blame Mom Brain for this.
We ran out. We ran out of everything. It's all coming to a
It's
head.
okay. I can keep chatting here. Grappling Dash. Gyro.
Grappling with local.
Is it Gyro Blade or is it Gyro Blade?
Gyro Might, I think.
It's a helicopter, so.
Gyro. Headbangers in Holiday Hell. Just in time for the holidays.
I got the press release for that holiday hell thing, and it just made me mad only because it was holiday related. I was like, I don't want to post on this.
I hear there's a food level in there. Probably.
He likes the hell relation, not the holiday relation.
Take the hell, yeah.
Go
Go to hell, holidays.
Heaven's Door. For all you Radiohead fans out there, Iron Lung. Or polio
from
fans.
their second to worst album.
And if there's anyone listening who has polio, I apologize. That was a rude joke.
And a good day to you, sir.
I used to play that in the pool. Marco Polio.
Marco Polio. Oh, Kaiju Wars. Let's just keep on moving. Magma. Mia's Christmas. Just another holiday release. Or is it Maya's Christmas? Mind Jab. That's pretty funny to think of. Mortal Shell Complete Edition.
That was a surprise announcement and release this week through the holiday thing.
Package Inc. Party Time. P-Cross X. Pickbits vs. Boros. That's a new P-Cross game, huh? 10?
Yeah, but a different. I think it's a different. Maybe it's the same company. I don't know, but yeah, there's.
Did Nintendo do P-Cross or they publish it?
do P-Cross. They do their own, and they have published. But
Oh,
there's Jupiter
P-Cross is a
is the
thing.
company that is known for Picross.
Oh, is it Picross or P-Cross? I've been
I don't
calling
know,
it
to
Pie
tell you the
Cross.
truth. I think of it as picture cross because you make a picture out of the cross. images, so Picross.
So P-Cross.
So P-Cross, yes.
Poplins with a G. Poplins.
Jalapeno poplins.
Sell forth.
Sail Forth is another game that got a surprise release for the holiday thing.
Slots Royale. 777 Casino Games. Sonority.
Another holiday surprise.
What is sonority? It's not seniority, and it's not
Look it up.
sorority. We'll look
You know
it
what?
up.
I'll look it up.
Sucker for Love, first D. The Captain. I'm the captain now. The Punch-In. I wonder if that was like they heard Benedict Cumberbatch's pronunciation of penguin, and they were like, "Oh, we can make something out of this."
I'm
I
sure
think that's
it.
what it
yeah.
was.
The Rusty Sword. Vanguard Island. The Tale of Clouds and Wind. Sorry. The Tale of Clouds and Wind. Or it could be wind. That word always
Well, with
confuses
clouds there, I'm going to guess it's wind.
Tears of the Kingdom.
me. World War Battle Heroes Field Armies Call of Prison Duty Simulator. Call of Prison Duty, not Call of Duty Prison Simulator. Gulag. And Zombie Survival.
Is there a comment there, Nicky Hill?
Let's take a look. There's a... Should I turn off the music for this?
Sure.
Comment, first comment or top comment, I don't know how this works, comes from Karibo. Karibo says, nothing this week for me, using the holidays to get through some backlog. Happy Christmas.
Do it.
Sonority, Nicky Hill, I looked it up and I can tell you exactly what it is. Sonority is an innovative music puzzle adventure set in a lovingly designed, fascinating world. Play as Esther and discover the Rockery, a place full of music and unique puzzle mechanics. We didn't know this was coming to Switch. Surprise release this week. Reviews for the PC version, 8 out of 10.
Wow.
So there you go.
Colin
Pretty
Rockery.
high.
Good Old Games gives it a 4.3 out of 5. So another good score. So there you go.
Wow.
About it.
There you go. Moving on.
Congratulations to all the European releases happening this month.
Pokemon Company has stopped a nefarious organization that was just like, you know who made Pokemon? We made Pokemon. This company was like, hey, we're doing a game and it's got NFTs and it's got Pokemon in it and we're going to use actual Pokemon artwork. And there you go.
And we're going to get away with it too.
And they called it Poke World.
Oh, my goodness. Pocket World? I mean, it stands for Pocket World.
Koshosha Studios made Poke World. And it was a game that ripped off artwork from Pokemon, the name of Pokemon, also Pokemon specifically from Scarlet Violet. The company claimed that they developed Pokemon Scarlet, Violet, Pokemon Home, and Pokemon Sleep as well. So they just went all out.
Pokemon Sleep is a thing.
Mm-hmm. So they just wanted people to use these NFTs and make some money, blah, blah, blah. So Pokemon Company was like, nah. So these guys were probably one of the most brazen I've ever seen. I don't know why you would do this. So they're going to get lawsuited into oblivion.
Is going to be thrown right at them.
That's right. Currybell says, of all the franchises that try and rip off Pokemon Company, will always come down like a ton of bricks. Yeah, I don't know why you would do this. It's very stupid. But
I wonder what NFT stands for in that situation. We can like someone.
Not for real Pokemons.
Yep.
The P is silent.
So do you guys know what NFT actually stands for?
Non-fungible token.
Very good, guys.
Thanks.
You guys big NFT bros?
Hell yeah.
Now financially terminated.
I mean,
oh,
I wouldn't call myself huge. I mean, I just bought 10 of the Trump NFT packets, but that's all they would let you buy
because they sold out.
Yeah. That's
Could you get 10? I thought they capped people off at a certain number. Was it 10?
You can get 10.
He's got connections
because it's $99, and then you buy 10 of them, and that's $9,900. And because 10,000 is the where they start
Taxable
flagging,
thing, yeah.
So then that's how you launder your money.
Did you open them?
Because
they are random, so you may have gotten 10 of the same. I know you probably wanted
I wanted.
Oh, really? It
They
was
are,
a blind pack?
Yes.
Come on.
It's not a blind. Well, yeah, it's a blind bag because you only get one per purchase. But yeah, so you could got 10.
I wanted the one with the prolapse.
Boxing Trump. Oh, I think that you're talking about different cards.
Those are
the.
Although I guess if you got more of the same one, that's kind of in your favor because then those are going to be more rare.
It is, and then the only problem would be explaining to the people who bought them what NFTs are. So, and then trying to make a market of that.
Yeah, I was just kidding.
Trying to make a market out of that.
I definitely didn't buy any. I wouldn't. And not just because it was his. Like, I wouldn't buy anybody's. So
you're saying you wouldn't buy Dark Brandon NFTs either?
I wouldn't do that. No, I'd Dark Gary maybe if he had some NFTs.
Now you're talking. And as Nicky Hill said, there's a big sale going on right now. The Indie World holiday sale with some games discounted up to a whopping 50%. Nicky Hill, let me tell you. Neon White is included in this list, and if you want to know the discount, it was $25, and now you can get it for $20. So not 50% there. What's the percentage? I don't know. Somebody do the math, but $20.
That's
it's pretty good.
What else we got in here that I'll call out? Cuphead and the delicious Last Course DLC bundle.
It's 20%, isn't it?
$27 is the normal price for that. You could get it for $19.70 here. Sports Story just came out, but perhaps you'd like to play the first game, which was Golf Story. That's normally $15, but you can get it for $7. Here you go, Nicky Hill. Nicky Hill sung the praises of Kentucky Route Zero. You can get Kentucky Route Zero TV edition for $15 instead of the normal $25. Did I? Yeah, you like? Did you like it?
Yeah, you liked it.
I mean, it's interesting. I'll say that.
Did you like
I
it?
remember. I vividly
he liked
remember.
It's a simple yes or no question, Nicky Hill.
No, especially with that game. No, it's not. It's
It's not like it.
I-
Did you like it? No, it's not.
No, it's not a simple
Simple
yes and no.
answer.
With that game, it's not a simple yes and no answer.
Is anything with you a simple yes
But
or
he
no
was
answer?
That game,
You didn't even answer that with yes or no.
that game, like I struggled through that entire experience.
All
the
right.
final,
It's $15. Do you recommend it?
He recommended.
I have
it
a
to
hard time
me,
recommending that game.
like months ago, and
Right.
he like did the whole thing where he made you like YouTube a bunch of videos, and we had to watch them and stuff.
I mean, I played the game, not the newest entry. I played all the other chapters, but
There's a new
I would
entry?
recommend it. No, you played it. I would recommend it for $15 because I recommended it when
It's
it
an
was full
interesting
price.
experience. It's an experience. Just don't expect to be playing again.
So Nicky Hill says for $15, it's an experience. There you go. Neon
if
White.
you're gonna experience it,
Oh,
experience
I have
it at a discount.
I have a question for you later when you talk about what you played. regarding
Sure.
that.
Rain World is $9, usually $20. So there's your 50%. Rain World, highly recommended for me. A cinematic platformer.
It's a
for
ripoff
a
of
dollar.
Kevin Costner's Waterworld. I'd go for the real thing.
It's
And
how
if
we
there's,
got to
if there's
Waterworld.
something to rip off, it's Waterworld.
It's the
definitely.
music from Waterworld, at least. video
Return
game.
of the Obra Dinn. Award-winning game,
Oh,
usually
that
$20
game?
down to 14. My sister just asked me about this because she was thinking about buying it. I
Sounds
cannot.
Based off of the trailer, like the cutscene stuff, or the actual video, like gameplay.
She watched the trailer and was interested. Asked me about it.
Does the trailer include actual gameplay footage?
The trailer is nothing but gameplay footage.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Shantae, Half Genie Hero. Of course, I recommend it, and it is 50% off. Usually $20. Get it for 10. Shovel Knight Dig. Excellent game. Not a big discount here because it's a pretty new game. Usually 25. Get it for 23. Slay the Spire. Haven't played it myself, but award-winning, highly praised, big seller. Lots of copies sold for that game. But now instead of $25, you can get it for 10. Spelunky, a game I have played, which is excellent. Normally $10, now $5, so 50% off. TMNT Shredder's Revenge was $25, now $20.
Guess what?
Unpacking,
Guess-
which my sister bought, $14 instead of $20.
You quiet for a second. You know what came to my house today?
What? TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
It did.
Hey, he got it.
Got delivered from Limited Run Games today.
go.
How's it? You got the VHS package.
I didn't even open it yet.
You got
I
the-
got
it's
it
a
as I was leaving
coupon
my
package.
house, and I'm glad it came as I was leaving my house because I've been waiting for that for months, and then it gets delivered the day I'm not going to be home.
Something might have come
They
out of the
did it-
sewers to steal it.
They did it. They made sure it came on Christmas Eve so that you'd like forget how upset you were for waiting months
It's
to
a
get
Christmas miracle. Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap is normally $20. You can get it for $8. There's a great deal too.
The Dragon.
Now,
Shop.
out of-
And many others.
Out of all those games, there would you say there's one you'd recommend over $20 for Inscription?
Oh my God. Okay.
Inscription's better than all of these.
I haven't read the whole list. I wouldn't say that. I'm not finished with Inscription. Let me finish it. Here's what I will tell you. My sister played Inscription. She watched the trailer, was interested. She said she thinks it's one of her favorite games she's ever
Do
played.
you think I'd like it? Looks cool.
Yes.
It looks like something I would like.
Yes,
Maybe.
I will get into it more in a
Oh,
very
wait
little
I'm
bit.
sorry, you said Axiom Verge.
I didn't say Axiom Verge, but it is included.
Oh,
Yes,
you didn't say it.
because I haven't played
see,
the
but the thing is, I have the first one already. I don't need the first one. I want the second.
I haven't played the second one yet. So see if they're individually on sale. They might be.
I want to see if they're
Axiom
individual.
Verge 1 and 2 bundle, normally $40. Get it for $24. Good deal. Great deals here. Kerbo says, fine, I will get Axiom Verge bundle. Happy Christmas and holidays. Yeah, I haven't played Axiom Verge 2 yet, and I loved the first one. I got to get around to
What's
that.
that? Shmup?
Metroidvania,
Made by one person.
made by one person.
Legitimate.
Oh, you love that.
Thomas Happ, made by one person. Used the money
Just
to fund
Happ.
his
To make it.
son, who's unfortunately very sick with something. I don't remember what it was, but look into Thomas Happ. If there's a developer to support, it's that man.
Is the sequel just him as well? Or did he actually get a team the next time around?
I think more people were involved, but it was still
Honestly,
very small, and he was the driving force on it.
It was a really good game.
Yeah.
Axiom Verge is
It
really
doesn't
cool.
matter how many people made it. Like, it was a really great game.
It's such a oversaturated genre.
Metroidvania is very
Like
plump.
I'm starting to get.
But
get
the
over
thing
it,
about
but-
this Metroidvania is the abilities that you get are very unique for
I
a
don't even remember,
Metroidvania.
to be honest, but I do remember.
It's about like glitching through. It's about like glitches and stuff. Like you turn into like a glitch block to go through things. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be in the more of a market for something different, like that card game
Inscription. Then, yeah, but you are definitely right. Metroidvania is a very popular genre. There's plenty,
and
of
it's great. I love Metroidvanias, but sometimes it's just like I gotta start another one of these adventures.
You need something else in between.
Yeah, maybe a palate cleanser.
All right, that's it. Nicky Hill, what'd you play?
N Hill, Nicky H.
See you in hell.
Ooh.
Yeah, the only thing that I played, I think I played one round of solitaire while I was like waiting for something so that I could leave my house.
Okay.
Been busy. Holidays.
So that's it.
Yes.
Okay. Do
I haven't gotten to play too much, but I did get to play quite a bit. So first of all, I just want to say last week I talked a little bit about I talked a little bit about going on Reddit and reading the comments and how I'm obsessed with comments. And I always sort by controversial, and 9 times out of 10, I don't read the article it's even based on. I'm happy to say that I cold turkey, as of last Saturday, quit all comments on Reddit. So basically what this has done for me is opened up a whole new door. I've started reading articles and forming my own. This is going to sound so dumb and it's going to sound like a joke, but it's real. I've started reading articles and forming my own opinions about what I've read. And a lot of times it's really enlightening. And I skip the comments. And you know why? Because I know what the comments are going to say.
Yeah.
So I just skip them and I don't even do it. And a lot of times, sometimes I'll get to something that the old me would have like maybe a picture, like a stupid picture of celebrities or something. I'd be like, ooh, let me see, like no context, just that. And then I'll be like, let me see what the comments are. I skip those. I don't even look at them. Isn't that amazing? So, ladies and gentlemen, I like to let you all know that it's been easier than I thought it would be. I'm not saying that it's an easy thing to do, but I quit Twitter earlier this year and I quit the comments on Reddit last week. So I'm feeling pretty good about
you started your New Year's resolution a little bit early.
Yeah, you know what? It's I hope I keep it up because like I really have. I feel like a better person for not having read that stuff.
Revolution.
And it's like, but the sad thing is I know what every comment's going to be and I just read them to feel bad. So it's like, you know what? Don't even do that. So I'm not doing it.
Sometimes there's good, there's like yeah, I like the facetious like
it depends what the Reddit is. Like sometimes it's like
if you're
am I the butthole or am I or like
what?
That's right. That's you can say asshole on the podcast, but
yeah. So
am I the asshole?
Yeah, am I the asshole? Like,
I think you said am I in the butthole? Or like, wait a second, what is this?
And you're asking somebody on Reddit to find out?
Or like wholesome memes or something. Like there's always
also
there's
about
usually
the butthole.
Yeah, that's wholesome. Yeah, wholesome. Anyways, you get it.
Just like I mean, just like TikTok, if it has something like you said about Matt Damon, like if any clip has Matt Damon in it, it's automatically like, oh, this movie is we bought a zoo.
But it turned out it actually was we bought a zoo,
great.
and I got all upset.
Great.
Anyways, Did
I tell you I told you that I was going through the comments on one TikTok because it was did I tell both of you?
The link.
I mean, it's the one that we woke up to this morning, or at least
no, not that one, not that one.
Oh yeah, you were going through.
I think I told you, but not you. Dude. I was on TikTok, and it was a TikTok like where this lady's like, "My kids are saying it doesn't feel like Christmas, and I also feel like it doesn't feel like Christmas." And I was like, "I think this is a pretty common feeling. I'm sure people are going to agree with this." And I went in the comments just to be nosy, and I found a comment from my sister. Out of like, just think about all the TikToks and comments, and randomly there was one from my sister, and I replied, and I was like, I forget what I said. It was like, what are you doing here? How did I randomly find you here? And we started to have a conversation in the comments. I was just like, what are the odds? Just random.
That's pretty crazy.
And it wasn't like something someone she follows or re-TikToked or whatever.
Yeah, that's random.
But anyway.
Amazing
indeed.
Thank you.
So I'm still playing. I'm playing quite a bit of Final Fantasy IX. I've been staying with my family this week, so I brought the Switch along, which is really cool. And it works with my Bluetooth AirPods, so I like no one's any the wiser. They think I could be on my iPad, but nope. I'm playing Final Fantasy IX. The cutscenes. I'm pretty far. I'm definitely on what would be the third disc, about 25 hours in. And the cutscenes are great. Really, really cool cutscenes. It's that classic kind of from that era.
Yeah.
You know, so they don't look all that great, but like what's happening in them is really, really exciting. And it really kind of pushes along the story. I'm going to reserve my comments on the story until I finish it.
Seems like a good
yeah,
idea.
I guess so. But yeah, so it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it, and I want to keep playing and play more. And it's got some crazy stuff happening in it. But it's not my favorite so far. Anyways, I went back to that. Oh yeah, so we were talking about The Witcher 3 last week. It was a debacle, me trying to explain myself, and I was of course wrong, ladies and gentlemen. If you had the over under on me being wrong, you would be correct. So basically, yes, I'm playing Koboon's Koboon. I'm playing Final Fantasy 9 on the physical copy, but that's the only thing right now that I'm playing on the Switch, so I'm not swapping discs at the moment. Physical copy.
You have a box copy of Final Fantasy 9 on the Switch?
Yeah, I spent
good for you.
I spent too much money on it because literally the day it came, now they're selling it on digital for $10. That and Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I went on Amazon and it was like the last copy, physical copy of Final Fantasy 9. It's really cool box art, and
I remember posting it.
But yeah, it was kind of pricey, like for what I want to pay, to be honest. But I wanted to have a physical. I just wanted, for some reason, I was like, this one I want to have physical, and I don't know why. But so anyways,
sorry to interrupt.
No problem. It was Koboon's fault for asking me. But Koboon, I'm preparing myself to forgive you. So when I went back to Witcher 3, if you might remember last week, I was talking a lot of shovel about what I thought I was playing, and I had no clue. So it turns out RMC was right, and not just because he looked it up and was right, but because he was actually right.
You don't have to say that, but thank you.
Performance mode was 60 frames per second, and ray tracing mode, which I kept calling graphics mode, was 30 frames per second.
Correct.
I was enjoying the 30 frames per second mode, which was called ray tracing. So although I was in my own head, in my own head, I was correct as to which version I was trying to tell you I was playing. I was calling it the wrong thing and had no clue. So just that I didn't play the game at all. I just booted it up to see what it was because it was going to drive me crazy.
Geralt and Roach are shinier.
Yeah, but
ray traced?
Or ray tracing is all about lighting and reflections, and they call it ray tracing mode in this.
And they're shinier in that mode.
It's a whole thing for reflections and lighting that is not in other versions. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of jarring. As someone who's played the game 4 times, so like I've spent way too much time in this game world, it like popped out to me immediately. It looked kind of out of place.
Yeah, it's almost like they took an old game and retrofitted it with something that was never meant to be there and didn't exist at the time.
Well, I read some cool changes that they made to it.
What were the comments on what you read?
I don't read the comments anymore, baby. That's
only got facts now.
So I read this article that talked about the actual changes in gameplay. And there's one thing that there was a few things, and of course I forgot 90% of them, but one thing that I thought was really cool was every time I played the game, the way that the battle system is, you kind of have, if you want to switch between magic, which is called signs, if you want to switch between signs, you have to almost pause the game. There's like a button you hold down and it like slows everything to almost a stop, and you have time to choose stuff and then go right into it. As someone who's played hours and hours and hours over 4 times of this game, it didn't really bother me that much. I just got used to it and I enjoy the battle. But in this mode, there's a button you could press down that doesn't slow the time, but it changes your other options for sword fighting to the signs. So on the fly, you could just be throwing signs, then swinging your sword and doing all this stuff, and it doesn't slow down. So things like that I thought were really cool. It's nice that they did that, but it's like, we've played the game 4 times. It's been on a million systems. Like that, maybe do that back in the day or whatever. It's fine that it's there. I'm glad that it's there. But
also, that stuff is not on Switch yet, but it is coming.
Oh, cool.
Switch is getting all the free content and update and tweaks, minus the ray tracing.
Right, it's getting all that kind of stuff.
It's free.
But yeah, I
right.
mean, come on, like you've played Witcher 3 already, and if you haven't, well, now's the time.
Yeah, but they said they're gonna remake The Witcher, so when that sucker comes out, man,
Well, I'll play that one.
of
I haven't
course,
played the others.
then this one's garbage, or yeah, the original Witcher's garbage. So, and then we'll get to a Witcher 3 remake at some point.
Well, I mean, you
and
know,
we won't have ray tracing anymore. That'll be old hat. We'll have.
I'm not the most open-minded person, but the
Tray
original
racing.
Witcher to me would be garbage. You know what I mean? Like to me, and I'm not saying that's the right answer. I'm just saying that's how my feeble graphics mind works. There's
Hey, listen, we know you like sequels. You jumped in on the third one.
yeah, that's true. And last but not least, I had to download on Games Pass High on Life because everyone was talking about it. I enjoy
Biggest Game Pass launch of the year.
That's what they say.
And if anybody needs help putting a game out, it's Justin Roiland.
I don't. Oh, that's a joke.
That game.
Yeah, that's my joke.
Yeah.
Thank God Game Pass is there to help the little guys like Justin Roiland.
Well,
But at the same time,
regardless,
the game is free for a lot of people. So
I'm sorry, I have to do a loop.
At
It's
no
not free at no
additional
additional
cost.
cost. You pay for Game Pass and you get High on Life at no additional cost.
right.
Yes.
but here's the thing. I would. So this is how.
So he.
I'm not complaining about people playing it. I'm complaining about Justin Roiland.
Mhm.
He's got money.
Yes.
Money.
Yeah. Exactly. Though.
he should put out his own game. You're saying
Yeah.
Oh wait. What do you mean? He's not. What?
rather than working with.
Why
Microsoft.
is this confusing to you? It's on Game Pass. Microsoft paid to have it on Game Pass.
Right. Oh,
He should put it out on his own.
Gotcha.
Justin Roiland doesn't need a deal to get a game. Your little indie guy needs a deal to put out a game. I'm gonna guess Justin Roiland has a few pennies to rub together from Rick and Morty. Is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. I don't
Maybe
know.
he does. Yeah, I don't know.
No, he does.
Maybe he
I'm
does.
I'm thinking about like the flip side that he's not making money from sales because people are playing it on Game Pass at no additional cost.
But he's making money off the Game Pass deal.
Right. And I'm curious to know how much he gets as opposed to the little guys that are on there.
Oh, I think he gets more.
He shouldn't though, right?
Oh,
It should be.
he
it should, I
shouldn't.
mean,
You
it
are
should be
correct.
based on like size of the
He
game
shouldn't,
or
but
whatever.
he
maybe,
definitely is
but-
going to. A no-name indie versus Justin Roiland. Yes, Microsoft's going to be like, "Hey, well, we want this on Game Pass. We'll give you it."
Right.
That wasn't like
'Cause that
Justin
gets
Roiland
people
saying,
to
"Like, I
Game
need help
Pass.
to publish this." This is Microsoft saying, "We want this on Game Pass."
Is that a game that'll bring people to Game Pass? Like to
Well,
buy?
it's the number one
'Cause it's-
Game
how
Pass
much
game
is
of
it
the
a
year.
month?
So, huh?
How much is it a month?
$15 at most.
So
But you can get a lesser
$15.
tier.
So if you if you buy $15 or
So,
$10 or whatever,
I was
you
gonna
play
say.
it.
So
sorry.
I pay $15 a month the entire year. It comes to about 3 video games. So I've already played way
That's-
more than
right.
3.
And that's
Like,
the primo version of Game Pass. Like, you don't
Right.
have
So
to get
it
that.
would
version.
make if a game is coming that you want to play, it would probably be more
As
beneficial.
a consumer, that is the way to go,
Right.
without a doubt. Yes, that is the way, especially if you don't have a lot of
Even
money
if
to
you don't
spend and
have
you
Game
want to
Pass,
play a
you're
lot
like,
of
I
games.
don't want Game Pass. I never want a Game Pass. Oh, this
Yes.
game's coming out on it. I'm going to buy Game Pass just to play this. And then
I will never ever knock the consumer for getting Game Pass because I literally told my mom get in on Xbox and get Game Pass because you can play so much stuff for such a great price. She's getting one tomorrow. She knows that.
and it's
already.
Game Pass. Not
It is
Games
Game Pass. Yes,
Not Games Passes.
It's not Games Passes, as Lube would say. It's not Games Pass. It's Game Pass. Game Pass.
Game Pass. Well,
But anyway, High on
Anyways,
Life. How is
yeah.
it?
it's fun. It's really funny. It's
I understand.
I'm looking forward to playing more of it, but so far it's just there's something about it that I just wish it was No, I just wish it was like part of the Rick and Morty universe because it's literally Justin Roiland's voice, and this is obviously everyone said this, so I'm not telling anything new, but like it's just him doing Morty's voice literally the whole game, and like it's funny, but it's also you could tell it's not scripted, so he's just going off, and like sometimes he doesn't shut up, and sometimes it's like maybe sprinkle it in like a little bit. It doesn't have to be constant. Because every weapon you pick up has like a mouth.
They already
Like-
put out an update to make some of the weapons shut up because people were
Oh, really?
complaining so much. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny though. Like, it's not that it's not funny. It's just I mean, it's coming at you so much, and you're like, "Holy cow, Morty, shut up!" Oh wait, you're not Morty. This is a different.
I mean, that's him with everything he does.
I was going to say, like, I feel like I almost wouldn't be upset about it if he was only the voice for Morty, but he's the voice for like everybody, and he's just overdoing it.
Yeah, I mean, you just know, when it's him, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But like in this game, because his voice is so recognizable, and he's not trying to change it. Like, it literally sounds just like Morty. The first gun you get sounds just like Morty.
He can change his voice. I'm not going to say he can change it wildly, but he can change it. I know you guys didn't watch Adventure Time. He voiced Lemon Grab in Adventure Time, and his voice for Lemon Grab,
George,
is one of my favorites because the voice is so over the top. It's just really funny. His Lemon Grab voice is hysterical. So he can do other stuff with his voice, but I think, it's
cool.
It's his thing. Like, that's, he's like, this is what people want.
I mean, even Solar Opposites.
Yeah.
It's like this.
I watched and enjoyed Solar Opposites, but yeah, like, he sounds exactly the same. And I really just watched it for the people in the wall. Solid Master Link says to me, there's a slider in the pause menu for weapon dialogue, which is very helpful.
This castle is in unacceptable condition. Unacceptable.
That's a little bit more than Morty. So
a lot of people like that show.
What is the game? How is the game outside of the voices?
I mean, it's kind of fun so far. I didn't get a chance to really sink my teeth into it, but I'm looking forward to playing more. Yeah, it's fun. It's colorful and fun and like smooth, like runs smooth and works, and like it plays well. And it's funny, like the guns, like I say, they have like little mouths, and when you aim, it comes to, like to the front. It's a first person shooter, it comes to the front like that, but like the mouth is like right in your face, and he'll be like, yeah, that's right, yeah, good shot, oh yeah. Like, it's funny, like there's a lot of funny stuff in it.
And he's got other
That's
like
the main thing in the
famous
game, though.
actors in there too. Like,
Yeah, I'm seeing there.
he's got
Tim
I think you should leave that. Yeah, there you go, him, he's in
Nice.
it.
Yeah, I think Sarah Silverman plays his sister, I think, because that was a very distinct voice in the beginning. And I got nothing against her, but I don't care for her voice work, I suppose.
I didn't think she was good in Wreck-It Ralph.
Ooh,
I
Maria
thought she was
Bamford's in
bad.
there.
Yeah.
Let me know when you hear Maria Bamford.
I might not be able to let you know. She's probably one who will actually have like a different sounding voice. But
Kevin McDonald.
Look, I wouldn't. I don't think I would have necessarily bought the game, like went out and bought the game. I don't think I'm too interested in it in that regard. And first person shooters like really haven't been hitting with me since, I mean, probably Doom Eternal's like as first person-y as I get these days. And so it wasn't not really something I was looking for, but like, it was good for a chuckle.
You got Game Pass, you like Rick and Morty.
How could you not?
Why
And
not?
with the buzz it was getting, I don't see any reason why I shouldn't have downloaded it. But yeah, it's funny.
That's what Game
I'll
Pass
play
is
more.
there for.
I saw the one thing about it was episode on TikTok, I guess, but there's like one planet or one place that's the only thing on there is a movie theater, and you can just like go there just to watch movies and then blow it all up or something.
Oh yeah,
There's a full length
the
movie
Red
in
Letter
it.
Media guys, you've heard of them.
Yeah.
They are in the theater, and they
I've
do
heard of
like
them.
they do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000. Apparently, you watch the entire movie
Yay.
in the theater, and you get to hear their commentary.
Oh, but I thought it like changes movies.
I think it's just one movie.
Oh.
There's also like another guy somewhere that's like, he tells you need to wait for him for an hour, but that's not what you're really supposed to do. But you can wait a literal hour for the guy, and he comes back and gives you a whole new like dialogue thing that you only get if you wait. It's full of that kind of like Easter eggy stuff, which I like. I appreciate that kind of stuff. I ain't gonna sit there and listen to Red Letter Media, I'll tell you that much, but I like the idea.
Who are they?
Well, they became known for the Star Wars, picking apart Star Wars all those years ago, and then they turned that into a pick apart everything all the time. So, not my cup of tea.
Are you thinking of playing this game?
Not really. I mean, I haven't played any of Justin Roiland's games. He's got a whole bunch of them, and I haven't played any.
Yeah, you haven't played that
I remember the first one.
3D. There's like a virtual reality Rick and Morty game that you haven't played.
Yeah,
but
not interested. High
Marvel,
on Life would be
yes.
the one.
Wrestling, yes. This Inexplicable, no.
Well, like it's just like a ripoff of another game idea. That, like I don't want to play the same game idea with Rick and Morty in it. Like I like watching Rick and Morty the show. I like episodes that are tailored to that. But
Did you play Simpsons Hit and Run?
yes.
Did you play the Simpsons arcade game?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's 2 that also had different games too. I'm trying to think.
Total ripoff, right?
Yeah, like
Total
GTA. One was
clones.
a ripoff of GTA, and the other one was a ripoff of every beat 'em up ever. What else?
Hit and Run was a
Raw
GTA. I
MC?
thought it was more Crazy Taxi.
Thank you.
Raw MC.
Yes. Crazy Taxi. Yes, you are.
I've never
correct.
played it, believe it or not.
And
I really want to.
Love it.
you are making a good point. I just want to say The Simpsons.
Stop right there.
The Simpsons.
Stop right there.
The Simpsons did come out very, very early.
You don't have to get me anything for Christmas. You just did.
You made an excellent point. You're right. Just the genre of game that the Rick and Morty VR game is versus the stuff I've played in VR. I don't need to do that again. Like I don't need to hear the Rick and Morty humor. Like I like the game. Like it doesn't do enough for me to differentiate itself. So, that's it.
Yeah,
not interested. What?
Well, RMC, what did you play?
Nicky, go ahead.
No, I sighed. I just had breath.
You had something to say.
No, it's just funny stuff.
Thank you for asking. I played Fortnite. Obviously, I'm very upset they took out the Deku Smash because apparently there was some glitch. Some glitch or issue. So I don't know if it's coming. I don't know if it's coming back, but hopefully it does. I have finished God of War. I've journeyed through the 2018 God of War, not the original God of War. So I did as I said I would, and I went back to it and I finished it. And I certainly look upon it better than I did the first time. But really, to tell you the truth, not that much better because I still feel the same way about the Jesus Christ. I still feel the same way about the gameplay. I appreciate the story. As I said to do, I'm a little bit embarrassed knowing my Marvel history that I didn't figure out something that was happening in the story. I should have, and I feel stupid. So I don't know what happened. I guess I was just too annoyed with the game.
In the MCU,
it is not, but the MCU and God of War pull from the same series of gods from mythological stories. So I should have figured out where something was going, and I
Russell
didn't.
Crowe's in it.
Yes, that's it. And as we all know, I love Russell Crowe. He was also in one of the greatest movies ever, Gladiator.
He's being sarcastic.
I got nothing against Russell Crowe, the guy.
Name some good movies. Guarantee you, RMC did not like them.
Shawshank Redemption.
Ooh, I love that one.
You didn't like that one?
No, he likes that one.
As counterpoint.
He was trying to get me.
Recently, Glass
Forrest
Onion
Gump doesn't like it.
Now, Forrest Gump, I don't hate, but I don't like it. I'll give it a solid. I'll give it a 6. That's a good.
But I've seen everything.
Keep in mind, normal people think a 6 is a D, folks, which is not good.
We already
RMC
went. No. We already went through this.
Great,
we already went through this. You need to adjust to.
Well,
I got D's in school. He said that's definitely true.
When he was in school getting D's, he was like, "Look, I don't come to school for grades. I come for the experience."
That's right. That's right.
That's not true.
I come so I can talk about it.
That's not true until
make me feel bad about liking.
That's not true until high school. That was very true in high school. I'm like, I'm not here. Just tell me the baseline level of work I got to do, and I'll leave you alone.
And I'll leave you alone.
I fed up with this
Recently,
world.
I have been watching a lot of movies that are critically acclaimed, and I do not like. I don't like. I call it this in my head all the time, and I know it's wrong, and it makes me laugh. I apologize. I know it's stupid. The Banshees of Inisherin in my head, I call the ghosts of Ed Sheeran every time, but I never say that out loud because it only makes me laugh. I didn't like it. I didn't like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
You didn't like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Wasn't crazy about it.
What else is critically acclaimed recently that I don't like? Well, I didn't like Glass Onion, but I already said that. I guess it's just those two.
I'd rather not even speak. Like, I know I'm the one who brought it up, but I don't. want to ever talk to you about movies ever. Like,
Why?
I'll talk to you about MCU movies, but I don't know if you noticed how quiet I was during that text message thread, but I don't, you watch these movies and you just basically tear apart the people who like them, and I'm like,
That's
I don't
not true at all.
I don't want to even hear this.
No. We're doing this right now. I
don't wanna hear
never,
it. I don't wanna talk about
ever
it.
crap on anyone for
No, you
liking a
don't.
movie.
You don't, but you make people who like it feel bad.
Not because I tell you should feel. Wait,
You're not trying to.
okay.
That's why I'm
That's
saying
fair.
I'm choosing
I just
not
feel
to talk to you
I do
about
feel
it.
bad for you because you're all of these things are just like so beneath you.
I
Apparently.
never
that's what's
say that
crazy.
ever.
And what's crazy is the way he was describing the movie, he totally understood it. Like he understood it. And he was just like, but it
And-
didn't do it for me.
And it was like it's a very
like all those, like being able to equate the Civil War that was happening across the water and this friendship and all this stuff that was happening in the movie, all these nuances, you got everything and you don't like it still.
but it's
and
too
then
on
it makes
the nose.
me
Well, that's why I. That's
exactly,
why
and then
it
it's
irks
me, and then it's me who's like, I really liked this. Am I the idiot for
You're not.
Like,
No
for
one's an
falling
idiot
into the
for-
trap of
this
liking
goes with-
something so banal?
Music, movies, TV shows, games, any of it. No one's wrong for ever liking anything. Just for me, I'm saying that's why I didn't like it. I almost did it again. The Banshees of Inisherin. I was watching it and I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I get it. This whole thing, I get it. And I was like, this is going to be the whole movie. Okay, I get the whole movie.
Yeah,
I
that's,
understand.
that's the conflict, and it might be extreme or absurd, but like it's also what the allegory or whatever of how absurd these things are, and that it become much bigger issues, and they're just as absurd.
That's so. I think I said in the chat, I appreciate the message of the movie. I do very much appreciate that. Just I didn't appreciate how it was told. I felt it was very one note for me. That was sustained throughout. Oh, it got louder as it went throughout. Let's say that.
And you felt nothing when that Eternal talked to his sister at the lakeside. Like you felt nothing at all there. I mean, that's crazy.
I cried a lot of stuff. I felt a little.
I'm not saying you have to cry. I'm just saying,
did
you feel
I
anything?
did not feel bad. Yeah, I felt bad for the
All
guy,
right.
but like, I felt bad. If I feel bad for anyone in that movie, it's him because he had a horrible life. And I do feel for that guy. Yeah, but I can feel for a character, but it doesn't make me like the movie. Like,
Right.
yes, that poor kid has a horrible experience throughout that whole movie. Granted, almost everyone in that movie has a horrible experience in some
Right.
way or the other, but him in particular, very bad. But yeah, that doesn't make it a good movie for me.
Talking about tearing up, I'm just going to completely segue away from that.
Okay.
And it's the season to talk about it.
Cuffing
And I'm just going to
season.
say this on the podcast. Home Alone is airtight.
The original?
It is solid. There are no freaking holes in that movie. And anytime that you think you're smarter than that movie, watch it again, and they have sealed that hole.
I
It's
wanna know what
phenomenal.
holes you're trying to drill in Home Alone.
Anything. Oh, well, there's a dog door. They mentioned sending the dog to like whatever.
I'm going to say, what about leaving your kid at home?
Well,
They spilled the thing. They didn't have the ticket because he threw it away with the paper towels. They were rushing. She's counting all the heads. She
Listen,
counts
Listen,
it.
I'm not saying I watched the movie and I'm upset. I'm just saying if we're talking about holes, leaving your kid at home.
She counts. The one girl counts all the heads, and the little neighbor kid is in there, so she counts him. So everybody thinks that everybody's
I'm
there.
not saying it's a huge hole. Just saying.
They also overlook them all the time.
cardboard
so-
cut out by the window.
Here's the thing.
I think
No,
I
but
think
this I rewound it.
The curtains were drawn.
I rewound it a couple of times because when they get hit in the face with the paint cans, and
No
Harry
one's dead.
and and Harry lands on Marv.
Mm.
He lands, and then you hear the tooth land somewhere else. You don't see it, but you hear it.
Gotcha.
It's not like
As
that's
far
not
as
like a
holiday
loophole or
movies, as
anything,
far you know what,
It's
as
not
far
a
as
loophole,
general
it's a
movies
great-
go,
but
it's
it's
a
like
great movie.
it's like
That's
it's
awesome.
phenomenally executed.
It's a great
They
movie.
did such a great
Great
job,
movie.
and
It's a reason why.
even
Listen,
knowing-
there's a reason why they show it every year. It's a great movie that holds up.
Even
I wouldn't
knowing-
be mad if you showed it any time of the year. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
even knowing that entire interior was shot inside of a high school gymnasium.
Wait, that house interior is it's a
Oh,
set.
you didn't see that? The Netflix, like the movies that made us.
I've seen a couple of. I watched like the one
that
on
one's
aliens
exciting.
or something.
Exciting. It's interesting.
Yeah,
but the entire
hit or miss
interior
with
is
those.
built inside of like an
I did not
abandoned
know
high
that.
school gymnasium.
Did not know
That's
that.
cool.
And nobody at the school
even-
knows his parents left him home alone.
Even
Yeah, right.
even the neighbor's house where it's flooding, that was built inside the school's pool. So they
God.
flooded it for real. But even that, he doesn't call the police and hey, come to my house. Somebody's robbing it. He saw them at the neighbor's house before. So he's like, I'm going to have them get caught there so that they know they hit that
I
house.
am curious why you were watching it to find a hole.
I wasn't trying to find a hole. I was just watching it,
You're
and I was just
piecing it together, and you're like, man, every box is checked.
I got so hyped up. I was like doing jumping jacks. I was like, this is awesome.
Well,
I
you know what?
wasn't, but-
I was just gonna say I really appreciate that, but it was a lie.
And
But I got like when he's calling, and I'm like, why would he call the cops and be like, oh, I'm getting robbed? Because he saw them there earlier in the movie. Like he knew he was, and they're also plumbers, so it ties into the whole like leaving
Wet bandits.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
whether they're plumbers or they robbed that truck at some point, I don't know. There's a plot hole for you, but like
there's a prequel for you.
oh, they're old for that. They can de-age them though.
That's right.
Technology.
Well, I always thought I just watched Die Hard recently. Home Alone's going to be on Christmas night, but Die Hard's about as airtight as you can get.
Yeah.
But this year, I noticed a few little things and like continuity things too, like small, nothing that takes away from the experience. But as somebody who's seen it like now probably 50 times, yeah, like it's like okay, it's not as airtight as I thought, but. I mean, I do remember Home Alone. Other than what Anastasia Beaverhausen said, it always kind of got me that like the mom gets home and then the family gets home like 30 seconds later. But like
That's real life.
She goes through all that stuff, and you have to have John Candy in the movie. Don't get me wrong; he's the best part.
But that's real life. How many times, like for saying for myself, where I'm like, I can't do this. Like I can't wait. I have to go and do it now. And I jump through multiple hoops, and I end up being like, I should have just freaking waited because
And
I would
he ends up being like, I left my kid at home.
But
speaking of,
but well, just to loop it back, just as like because there was a reason to segue here. I watched the movie countless times, and for some reason this time, when that old man neighbor hugged his little granddaughter, I teared up. And I don't know why, because I've never teared up to that part, but I was just like, look at this
time of the year, age, world
age
events,
has a lot to do with it.
Stuff happens that changes you. Speaking of another game with a boy, it's the best segue I got. God of War. Whatever. You know what? I also thought the end fight was very lackluster. And then the end is just kind of like meandering. It was very strange. I was like I started walking away like from what I felt would be the final like conversation. And as I was walking away, the credits came up on the right-hand side of the screen as you're still playing. And I was like, okay, it's over. I guess this is the end. I was very surprised. I was like, all right. But I am interested to see what some of the characters do in the sequel now. So I'm pretty sure I am going to play the sequel. I'll spend a Christmas gift card on it or something. But I do want to see, and I don't want to just read about it.
So
I
you're
want
going
to
to play it sooner than later?
No, I'll get it and play it whenever. I'm not rushing to play it now. There's other stuff. I'm going to play Stray before I go into that.
Cool.
So I played that and I beat it. I also played the Punchwin. I've been playing the Punchwin, which is the Shinen game of a penguin that must punch blocks to form lines, and you have to clear a certain amount of lines to complete the level. So it's a puzzle platformer, really, but each stage is one contained stage. So you have to put blocks together in threes of the same color, and a stage will be like you need 2 3 lines of green and 1 3 line of red, and the blocks randomly fall down, and ice blocks fall, and they need to be horizontal or vertical lines, can't be diagonal. It controls really well, except I don't know why they made punch X and they made jump A.
No,
and you can't change it. It should be Y and B, the
what
2
about
buttons
the
over.
accessibility options? Isn't that like one
No,
of the big
can't do it.
things?
Nothing there. It should be Y and B, right? Move it over, and then you're good.
So
But
it's X and
A. It's literally the buttons next to Y and B. Where you normally rest your thumb for a Mario game, B to jump, Y to fireball or run.
So
it's the 2 buttons over.
You got some like
No. It's the 2 buttons over. So you're
okay.
just adjusting your thumb over
So
one
it's
line
And it's
of
not
2.
duplicated because that happens sometimes too.
It's not duplicated. I tried.
I thought with this, it's a Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Switch
I
had
could
like
go into system wide and change
and
it. Yeah.
remap your
Yeah.
buttons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can still do that, but it's a big pain in the
Yeah,
arse.
I'm not doing that for just.
Can I
this
say
game.
arse?
Sure. But the game is a lot of fun. It feels really responsive. It's fun to play. I love the idea of making a puzzle game where you're a little platform character inside of it. It's awesome. Like it really cool. Great little time waster.
That's
it's
like
fun.
the first game that they made that wasn't like graphically like
Impressive.
Well, not that it's not impressive.
I know
it's
what
a
you mean.
2D game.
Yeah, they're not
Everything else was,
pushing.
like,
Yeah,
really involved 3D.
it's got a nice
games.
art style. I like the art style, but yeah, Jet Rocket, whatever it was, whatever that game was, Jet Rocket.
Jet Force Gemini.
That game pushed visuals on Wii, and Fast Racing League
Jetmoto.
pushed visuals. Definitely, Taurus has a very unique visual approach with voxels. Like, there's a lot. Yeah, this is just sprite-based, fun puzzle game. I enjoy that a lot. And then the bulk of my time has been spent on Inscription, because I said I want to play that before I do my game of the year, because I'm sure I could fit that in, and I've been playing it a ton. It deserves every single bit of praise it has gotten. It is a card game, certainly. There's a lot of other stuff going on there, and there's a lot more to it than a card game. But
Jet Rocket.
It is phenomenal. The theme, the vibe, the visuals, the audio, the gameplay, it's phenomenal, top to bottom. So inventive and innovative and unique. It is amazing. So I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but as you know, it is a card game. And the way you play is you have to land 5 attacks on the other player. And you do that through your cards, and cards have animals on them. And they each have a strength and a health. So, you throw out a bird, and it can do like 2 points worth of damage, and it has 3 hearts. And if 2 cards come up against each other, then they hit each other instead of attacking like the overall point value. So your 2 points of damage won't go towards winning the game. They'll go towards defeating the card in front of you, and a card will die. When a card dies, you get a bone chip, like a bone coin, because cards can only be played if you have the right amount of blood or the right amount of bones. So say I have a turtle. A turtle's worth 1 blood. I can only do that by having a card on the board that is worth 1 blood or more. So squirrels you put out and they can't attack, and they take 1 hit and they're dead. So you use those as sacrifices to call in something stronger. Basically, you have to sacrifice some sort of animals to get better animals out on the play field. And some animals can only be called in with bones, and you might need 4 bones to call in this animal, or 2 bones to call in this animal. So you have to lose animals basically to get the bones to call in these animals.
Do they teach you this in a very easy, like very straightforward way?
I would say they teach it in a very organic way. Yeah, it's not like you sit there and you read through menus and it's like, do this, do that. You sit down at the board to play, and the guy you're playing, I had no problem understanding things. It's total. I didn't even feel like there was like a onboarding process. It's just like, oh, you're playing, and you're like, oh, I get this. I guess what's going on here. So, yeah, it's basically you sacrifice animals either through blood or bone to play a new card. That's it. And there's a scale that weighs your attacks. So if you're not attacking a card that's in the way, you are attacking the board or the other player to win. And then once you get 5 points, then you go to the next part of the game. But like it, so say you land 3 hits on the other guy and he lands 2 hits on you, then it subtracts 2 from the overall score. So you're tipping the scales in your favor. Eventually, when you tip it to the 5, you win, the game's over, and you go to the next portion. But the board has other things on it, like spots to level up your cards, spots to get new cards, items that you can use. Like you get an item that's a pair of pliers, so you can pull out one of your own teeth and put it on the scale to tip it further in your favor. So if you're going to lose, because you only get 2 candles are lives. And if you lose both candles, the game's over and you got to start over.
Start over from the very beginning?
It's like a 10-hour game. From what I've read.
Yes.
So like you die.
So if you play for 5 hours and then you lose completely, then you have to restart.
I
completely?
want to tell
Traditional
you
save?
more, but I
Traditional
can't tell you.
saves?
No. Okay, so let's say this: the card
Every
game
time
is
you
not
restart,
10
you're
hours.
older?
The card game is not 10 hours. The card game is not 10 hours.
Okay.
You are in a cabin with a madman, and he's the one that's making you play this stuff.
This is freaking me out.
It's a freaky game, definitely. He wears.
So
He plays every character you come across in the game. So you land on spots on the board where it's like a prospector, and he puts on a weird wooden mask of a prospector, and
What
his
a
eyes go
weirdo.
crazy, and
Is there voice acting or is it just reading?
There's not voice acting, but there are noises that go along with the voices, and they are weird.
Kaboom!
Like the guy that has you captive, held captive, when he talks, it's like weird stuff like that. Also, you will die, or I think you die, and your soul gets captured in a card that the next player can potentially use. So your card will have a value of blood or bone that you pick, a health value, and an attack value, and a sigil. Sigils give you extra abilities, like your card can avoid attacks, or your card can dodge attacks, or your card can be worth more blood than it's supposed to be worth. All kinds of sigils to do all kinds of things. So losing is 100% part of the process, because losing teaches you other things and gives you better cards to play with. But the cabin that you're locked in itself is part of the game as well. Like you can get up from the table and walk around.
Well, is it not like a story? Like
It's a story.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you die and you have to restart, then you have to play through the story.
You don't restart as the same character.
Okay.
You are dead.
All right. I clearly don't understand.
Oh,
So
so
I'll
this
just have to
character-
play
You
it.
play the
keeps-
card game. You
this-
lose the card game. You die.
This crazy.
and you are a new person he's captured.
This cabin madman keeps capturing different
Yes,
people.
you got it. And he keeps little like
It's like
wooden
zombie you.
keeps like little wooden figures on a shelf to represent
Live from your
the people
grave.
he's captured and have lost to him in the game.
Man, that stinks.
But yeah, the only thing, so it's like Hades in the sense that if you die, you restart from the beginning of the board, but you have better cards.
But it's still
and you
fun.
oh my god, it's ridiculously fun. Yeah.
Then
Plus,
cool.
it's turn-based, so you take all the time you want to plan out your moves. Like you're looking at the board. You
When
don't. You're not
did you
rushed.
start? What was the first card-based battle
Game that I played.
game that you played?
First, real life, probably Yu-Gi-Oh. Video games, Kingdom Hearts on the GBA, whatever that was called.
Oh, so
They're both card-based.
okay.
I like card-based games. They're a little intimidating to me, but I
just
like
don't
them.
hear you playing it often, but recently
I want to play
like-
Marvel Snapped so
like,
bad.
I
for Snap Zone.
remember you saying that like you don't like or you didn't play
RPGs.
most any card-based battle games or whatever until SteamWorld whatever came out, and then you were like, man, they really make it fun. So I didn't know if that kind of like re-sparked it for you or something.
Oh, SteamWorld Heist. Yeah.
Mhm.
There weren't too many games like that at the time. Like I had played Hearthstone, which is a card game.
That's become out.
But there's more like SteamWorld Heist is a little bit different because it's not just a straightforward card game. It's like you play the card and then you move your character a certain amount of spaces and you aim your shot. Like there's other strategic elements to this. This is the card is a number, you put it out. That's that. But yeah, it's
Go
phenomenal.
fish.
I like it so much that I was honestly gonna text our group chat, the big group chat, and be like, this is the next game you're all gonna be like obsessed with, like Hades. That's how strongly I feel.
You
about
think
this
they're
game.
gonna like Inscription?
Yes, I think everyone would really like it. Like
cool.
it's that it's one of those games. It's exactly like Hades, because at least part of it, because you're like, one more run. I'm gonna do one more run.
So
Like,
you've died a bunch.
oh,
You've got a bunch of
yeah,
figurines in this guy's
I've died
cabin.
a lot. I've died a lot. And but I've built up a better deck now, because now in my deck are old dead versions of me that have like, instead of 1 health and 1 attack point, it's like 6 health and 4 attack points and stuff like that.
Nice.
So, a lot of nuance to it, but everything about it. There's a little bit of like mist to it as well, because you're trapped in a cabin. So you do things in the
I
cabin
still haven't
to
completed
earn.
Mist, and that it stresses me out.
Well, it's
you
not
just stressed
puzzles.
me out of ever wanting to
It's
play
not
this game.
puzzles like that. No, Mist is. Are you really not going to play it now?
I mean, I don't know if I was going to play it before. I might
Fair,
buy it.
fair.
I might buy it, but I still
Yeah,
that doesn't
it's,
mean
Add
I
it
can
to the
play it.
pile.
It's excellent, and it is. I know you asked for the price because I'm sure you checked for it on Game Pass, and it is not there.
It's $20. No, I know
Yeah.
it's $20. I
Okay.
looked it up. I was
Yeah.
going to download it yesterday and surprise you today, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this.
I was hoping one of you were going to surprise me with playing Wavetail this week.
I bought it.
That one's.
I bought it.
See, he's got it. He can.
I'm gonna buy it.
You're not going to do that one at all?
I don't know, man. It didn't look all that.
Just bite the bullet for me now. Don't tease me.
I don't know. I want it, but it seems expensive, and it doesn't seem like it runs that smoothly.
What are you watching? Play it on PS5 if you're worried about running smoothly.
I don't know.
No. You do know. Is this an all-day Reddit comment that said it doesn't run smoothly? Or
I honestly don't
comments.
remember. I don't remember.
I'm sorry. I
okay.
don't want to harp on you too much. You're just informing your opinion based on something you don't even know where it came from.
Look, I'm sure playing it is fun. Watching it's not that fun.
Who are you watching?
Or reviews, I guess. Gameplay footage.
All right, whatever. Anyway, I played Wavetail on Switch.
Yeah, whatever. Indeed, you played it and you enjoyed it. Congratulations.
No,
I not play it for a week. God, it's been out for a week.
My problem is not that you're not playing it. My problem is you're like, it doesn't look like it runs well, and I go, where'd you see that? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because
So
why do I give a crap?
Well, that's why it confuses me. Because you say, basically, you're like, I have an opinion. I'm like, where'd you get that opinion from? And you're like, I don't know.
Look, we're gonna have to wait till the old opinions filter out over time because I've only been not reading comments for a week.
That's why I was
tell
asking,
you where it's from.
So I played it on Switch because I want to review. Well, I want to review the game in general, but I also want to review how it is on Switch.
There you go. You didn't need us to play it. You played it yourself.
Well, I've been singing.
Did you finish it
for so long? No. Well, yes, but not the Switch version. Cause I said I want to review it.
But it's such a short game.
I want to base it on the Switch version. Yeah, it's a short game, like 6 hours. Do I want to rush through one of my favorite games? No.
One of your favorites. Wow, that's a big.
I've said many times this year that's one of my favorite games
ever.
2022, one of my favorite games.
He also said Fragile Dreams was one of his favorite games.
And you're going to whisper that to him? He loves the game. Oh, there it is. Huh? It came out this year. Yeah.
Again, it was an experience. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they were going to do. They were going to do a. There was an Xbox like HD version. I think.
Hold on. I will say it was unplayable then because there's not much play. It's an experience.
Oh, very nice.
Same thing with.
I disagree and agree with that.
Oh.
Nice. But anyway, I played Wavetail on Switch. Not all of it. I think the frame rate's not as smooth as when I played it on Stadia, certainly, but it's not bad at all.
So I should not get that one on Switch.
Well, how sensitive to frame drops are you?
More than you.
Okay. Because I would say it runs better than I thought it would. I was expecting it to run worse. I would say maybe 25 to 30 frames per second most of the time.
Oh, I don't care about numbers. I just care about
what
my eyes see.
That's what the numbers mean.
But the original release, so you'll call that a 2022
Well, listen,
release?
if it was 15 to 30, you'd see it more with your eyes. 25 to 30, you don't see it as much.
You would call that a 2022 release?
It came out on Switch in 2022, yeah. It came out on everything in 2022.
But it came out originally on Stadia in 2021.
I don't remember. Was it 2021 or
Yeah.
2022? Okay.
But it's still a 2022 release?
Yes,
So
because it
that's
released
hard.
on everything in 2022. Stadia is the one outlier.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. But you played it in 2021 on Stadia.
Why are you
just-
asking me
I don't
this?
have
Are you
time
asking
with
me for the
release
purposes of
dates and
GoNintendo?
stuff.
I can't include it in the 2022 releases for GoNintendo until it comes out in 2022.
I know.
What do you want me to? So can I not include it in my 2022 awards because it came out
Yeah.
on Stadia in 2021?
That's what I'm thinking.
How does that make any sense? This is Switch reviews for 2022.
Because it's I don't know. It's the same way that we talk about. No, I get what you're saying.
I can only review
If
the
it's
game
only Switch,
once
I
it comes
guess,
out
yeah.
on the platform I'm reviewing
I
for.
guess it would be unfair if it wouldn't be eligible, because it wasn't, it didn't come out last year on the Switch.
Right.
It came
Yeah.
out this year, but I could see what both of you are saying, but I guess it should be eligible at least.
Well, either it would be eligible now or it would never ever be
Well, that's
eligible.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I can't go back in time and review it when it wasn't on Switch, and I can only go forward. So I do the year it came out on Switch.
And that one's also what, $30, I think. So that's another
don't
thing that
But like
that's another
what-
thing that kind of dissuaded me because I was like 6 hours for $30 and it looks good. I mean, it looks fine.
But like if somebody were to like include if they had a Switch Awards, was it 2021 maybe? And like it was like No More Heroes 1 because that was the year that it released on the Switch. Like that's okay, even though the game.
I mean,
like,
I wouldn't do that, but I wouldn't say it's not okay.
Yeah.
I'd put that like I did now. I have a best port category. That's what I'd put it in.
So you think this is better than Inscription?
No.
Okay.
As far as games go,
then I'll get Inscription.
Inscription is like genre. It's like a unique experience. It's doing something different for video games. Wavetail is a traditional video game.
Can you play it alone though and not be scared?
Inscription? Can you play it alone? Yes, you can only play it alone.
No, like in a house alone.
I don't know.
Freaks
Don't
me out
ask
to look
him.
at it.
I don't get scared of this stuff. I don't know what to tell you.
No, you're practical. It's only a video
Ask him.
game.
Unbelievable.
Ask him. I don't know what you want me.
And I've never played the game, so he's like, ask him. Ask
I don't
the
know.
other baby who's scared in their own house.
I don't
Ask
know
the other
why.
wimp
I
who's
don't know.
scared.
Well, I don't know. Have you not got it yet because you're a little scared too, or just?
No, I just didn't want to spend $20 not knowing if I was going to like the
So
game.
then
I figured I would ask
I don't
you.
know
Yeah,
why you're
no,
having
this
me
isn't a
ask
knock on
him
you. I'm
because he
just saying,
hasn't
have you
played
looked at it and been
I'm-
like, oh, I don't know, looks
I'm
a little
looking
scary.
at pictures and I'm already kind
Look,
of
I tried
scared.
to
and I'm
play
sitting with
Outlast
reviews.
2 in October. I didn't even tell you about it because I couldn't get through the first 5 minutes. I was so scared.
Yeah.
Tell me about a guy who's putting on masks. Ugh.
Does it help if I tell you can't see his face when he doesn't have the mask on? Because he only sits in the dark and it's just a pair of eyes. Does that make it worse?
Kind of.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, I played Wavetail for the millionth time. It runs better than I thought, but it does.
If you played
not,
it for the millionth time, I think you've got your review.
I have a problem with the audio, and I don't know if this is an audio.
no.
I don't know if it's a problem with the Switch version,
But you love the
or
audio.
all versions. I do love the audio. All the music is there. All the music is fantastic. But as I had said before, ad nauseum, this does a very unique process of how it handles music and specific instruments when you're playing the game. When I played it on the Stadia version, it blended together seamlessly, and I was never taken out of the experience. Here, I've gone to fight, like, I've been doing whatever, climbing up a tower and then going to fight an enemy, and you transition between, like, enemy aspects of the music and exploration aspects of the music. But the song, like, noticeably fades from one into the other instead of just let's wait to the fourth measure and then.
So the
into
thing that was
one.
your favorite element of the game is not
The thing that
working
is
out.
one of my favorite elements is not working out. And that's a big sticking point for me. Yeah, but again, I don't
Glad
know.
I spent my money
Yeah,
on
I'm
it.
getting it on the PlayStation 5.
I'm glad I don't know, or I don't know if this is a Switch only version issue or a all versions issue. I would love to tell you, but not enough people are playing. I looked around. I can't see if anybody is having this issue or not, or if they've even noticed it. It could be one of those things where only I notice it, which is possible because I am crazy about the soundtrack and have listened to it so much.
This is so great.
don't know.
He gets mad at video gamers who haven't bought a game that no one's talked about. It's not their fault. You're the one in the news, and you even interviewed one of the people involved. I mean, can't you talk to them and be like, hey, you even did voiceover work.
Who did I interview?
You did voiceover work.
Who did I interview?
One of the voice actors.
Okay, go on. Who else?
So all you have to do
No.
say,
I said who else?
I don't know. I don't visit your website every
I interviewed
second.
a voice actor and a composer.
Yeah.
What would I ask them about my music issues?
So I
doesn't the music
noticed
work as well
I noticed
here?
that the music and the voice acting aren't as good in the Switch version.
Okay,
Why
now
don't
hold
you-
on here. Never said anything about voice acting. That's an
Oh,
all you
Now
thing.
you're gonna get me for not listening again.
Yeah. Never even brought up voice acting. Now I won't. Why would I? The composer is not the one
Sorry,
who
I wasn't
programs how the
listening.
music works. He's the one that makes the music.
I'm teasing you, man. I'm teasing.
I need to. Well, this is a great segue. I have an interview coming up with the director of the game, who I will ask. Yes,
Oh,
definitely. Why am I
That's
doing
all
it?
you had to say.
Why am I doing this interview? Because of this issue. That's why I reached out.
Wow, I would have led with that. See, that's but
You led with your thing. I couldn't get there yet.
sure.
I just explained it.
Hey, when I was
Um,
crapping on the game, you could have crapped on it.
but
Too. You
again-
had something crappy to say.
I see. There's a difference. I don't crap. I review.
I poop.
And there's your proof of me not just saying I love a game because I love it. When there's issues, I talk about it. This is a major sticking point for
I
me.
appreciate
If
that.
this is an issue with the game, no matter what version, Switch or any version, that is something in my review where I will be like, this for me is a major problem because it ruins the atmosphere in some portions of the game. The soundtrack doesn't do this all the time. It was when I was in particular fighting enemies in one portion of the game, because you get different songs in different portions. This caused an issue for me. And there's one particular like instrumental swell that I love, and that part kicked up, and I was really getting into it, and then it transitioned very notably to me to a different part, and I was like, oh.
So you're
that hurts
positive
me.
that the Stadia version is different? Like you're just not.
I'm
you're
not
just
positive the Stadia version is different. I'm positive I didn't have this issue in the Stadia version.
Okay.
So
it's an issue. It's not a difference. It seems to be like some sort of audio glitch or issue.
yeah, I just don't know if it was one in Stadia that I never encountered, or one specifically on Switch, or one in the console port of the game. I don't know. I would have to get it on another system and try it, or I can talk to the director to find out. Because I'm sure it has. I don't think I'm crazy. This is very noticeable to me. So I'm sure they are at least aware of it. And I'm sure it's something that could be fixed with a patch, because if I'm correct and this bug didn't exist in the Stadia version and does exist here, it obviously can be fixed. So, and obviously on top of that, it has nothing to do with like processing power or anything like it's not a hardware issue. It's something with the audio engine wasn't configured correctly. The music is fading and kicking in before it should. So, but again, that was one section. Not, I heard other pieces that I really love that did not have this issue and flow together as they normally should have. So I'm guessing glitch for now, but if it's one that stays, it's a major issue for me. So
it's
very sad.
But it sounds like it's most likely it would probably be on all systems then.
If I had to guess, it would be on all systems, yeah, because it's not a graphic. Like I can look at things that happen visually in this game, and there's like it's called like what's it? It's called screen dooring in a game. When you look at a game and something is supposed to be like fading out, different engines do it differently. On a lot of Switch games, when there's fog or something, certain textures will have like a hatch mark to them. That's screen dooring. You see that more on Switch than you do other systems.
The storm in Fortnite.
That's yes. You can. It's the clouds in Fortnite. It's true. It does it there. You can see that in the Switch version. I would almost guarantee you don't see that in the other versions. I didn't see it in the Stadia version. It's a Switch thing. It's about the hardware power. It's handled differently. That's a Switch thing.
And that stuff doesn't bug you.
No,
it just doesn't get to you.
Yeah.
You just see that and you're just like, look at that beautiful ocean sky with the check marks in it. Like I'm there.
But it only happens during
well,
transitions.
again, I haven't said where it happens yet. You've decided it's in the sky, and you said it happens in transitions. No, it happens in this game in bushes.
Oh, bushes.
So when you walk away from bushes,
bushtail.
And there's like a fading in of like the,
fading in. That's why
fog.
Transition. Excuse me. Terminology.
Well, I don't mean like fading in and out. I mean like there's like
Right.
environmental atmosphere.
Get it now? Yeah.
So it happens with bushes, yes. And
this is a lot of fun. I know you're not having fun.
No, I hate this. Because I'm waiting to talk about like one of my favorite games in a year.
Is it the same way? Is it the same sort of thing? Like
picked apart by two people who haven't
in other
played the game
games, when you walk towards a bush and like you get closer and it's like, you see the way it's different.
Yes. Also, there's
Not the
more
same.
pop-in the Switch version. That's to be expected. So, but it runs better than I thought.
Man, I gotta comment on that Patreon post. Then I gotta agree. I mean, the fact that you notice the pop-in, it's there, and it doesn't bother you. I'm so jealous. I wish I was as water as you. I wish I could just let.
Well, that's
flow.
why in my reviews I always point that stuff out.
No, it's great. I'm not saying you don't point it out, and like you always go out of your way to say this is a me thing.
It's amazing that you just don't notice it, but you do notice it.
It's like it's the same thing I talk about with special effects in movies. Yes, I can see things. I can see when computer generated graphics aren't as good, or prosthetic effects aren't as good, or somebody's wig sucks, or whatever it is. I see all that. I don't give a crap about it. Like, it doesn't bother me.
No, the suspension of disbelief comes.
I'm listening to the story.
Yeah, right.
That's all I'm listening to.
The suspension of disbelief, like, you can't suspend your disbelief when it's just people in a straight thing. But if there's superheroes and all these other special effects, then it's easier.
With
for
what?
you to...
You're talking. I almost did it again. The Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah. No, there's no disbelief there.
I think there is, because it's so absurd that
I have nothing with
this is what the characters.
I have nothing with the absurdity of anything that they do. totally absurd situation, totally crazy situation. Everybody's over the top in many ways. Doesn't bother me at all. My point of being bothered is the way in which I feel it was very heavy-handed. Like the analogies and all that I felt where I was like,
but
okay.
so like that's
like
all right. I'm not like attacking you, so I apologize if it comes off this way, but like that's heavy-handed, but like the clash between groups in like Black Panther 2 like that stuff is like
no. I'm not saying Black Panther is fine high art. I appreciate Black Panther for what it is, a popcorn movie. The Banshees of Inisherin I'm looking at as a piece of art. Like superhero movies, I'm like, hey, I'm here for a fun time. I get a lot more out of it than most people, but I'm under no like. I'm not saying these are fine cinema and bastions of what movies can be. I just really appreciate them, and I get a lot out of them. Banshees of Inisherin, like all kinds of critical praise, all kinds of high art praise, like all that stuff. I go into that, I'm like, okay, I want to see something that really makes me think and really shows me something in a unique and interesting way, and that's not what I get there.
Movies are always Marvel and everything.
I would never put a top. There are no Marvel movies that are in my top movies at all. I hate to use like Shawshank Redemption again, but that's one of my top movies ever. I would put.
It just reminded me of Last Man on Earth. I love Shawshank.
I would honestly put
get busy living or get busy dying. Yeah, that's exactly.
I would honestly put Paddington 2 in one of my top movies of all time. I just think that's a very expertly crafted movie. Like just the way sentiment is handled in that movie. I'm trying to think of Home Alone. Movies. Home Alone, no plot holes in that movie.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, I love Marvel movies. I do, but I would not say they're high art or high cinema.
Well, I mean, and I hate to keep harping on it, but I just like there's certain things you just won't criticize them ever. Like I guess you criticize Doctor Strange, but then you watch that like Guardians Holiday special, and you like really liked that, and it's like
no. I gave that an 8. I didn't really like it. I gave it an 8.
I didn't really like it. I gave it an 8.
Wow.
So but again, like
but everyone likes different stuff, so it's fine.
I'm gonna just say this. I really enjoyed the Werewolf by Night.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite Marvel things. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, one of my least favorite.
See, like that's
definitely not an 8.
You say like I don't criticize.
I mean, is 10 your worst in that example?
Do you want to have a serious conversation? I don't criticize Marvel stuff because I don't have criticisms. I criticize when I do, like Doctor Strange. Like it's not like I'm like that's my problem with me. When I tell you I'm liking something, it's not because I'm like my identity is tied to this thing. It's because I like it. Like I told you I didn't like Doctor Strange because I didn't like Doctor Strange. I really do not like that movie. I give it a 4. I don't like that movie. I like Banshees of Inisherin better than that movie. Like Doctor Strange makes me so mad when I think about it because of how much I love the Marvel movies. It annoys me that movie exists in that whole series. That's like, in my eyes, that's the one huge blemish that the whole thing has. Drives me insane. If I think about it too much, I get very angry and I have to think about something else. But
sorry for bringing it up.
My lack of criticism from other Marvel stuff is not because I give it a pass. It's because I don't have, like, for what I want and what I'm getting out of Marvel movies, I'm getting what I want. Like, that's what it is. And when it comes to Banshees of Inisherin, I didn't get anything that I found enjoyable or entertaining or interesting. The performances were good. It was nice to look at. It was a pretty movie, but performances mean something to me. The way it looks doesn't mean anything to me, but I can recognize it's a nice looking movie. Yeah, the performances are where I'm at. Like everybody was good all around in that. Like everybody was enjoying. Oh, I found it funny. I laughed multiple times in that movie. Like I thought, and had funny moments. Obviously, it's a dark comedy, but there are things I like. Just overall, I give it a 4. I don't like it. That's why I want to hear what you think of Glass Onion.
Inisherin was a 4.
Yeah, or 4.5. 4.5.
Just squeak past the Doctor Strange. Just made it past.
Yeah, but
interesting.
My 4.5 for Banshees and Inisherin doesn't annoy me anywhere as much as Doctor Strange's 4 does. If I was going to rate Doctor Strange based on how I feel, like just how it makes me feel, it's a 1, like easy. but I'm not stupid. Like I can give it points for things that I see. I can see things that I appreciate and like, but it gets you up to a 4. So it's I can't talk about that movie. I really don't like that movie. But anyway, Wavetail, you guys should play it.
I think I will.
That's it for all I played. So next I go to Stray. That's the plan. I got to get back into Stray. And then I got to do more about Inscription. But do you really think you're going to jump on Inscription?
Probably not this week, but yeah, I think I will.
Let's do questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com. Goninpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo, video games in general, or whatever the hell you want. Wolfric says, long-time listener, first-time question giver. My question is, what is the gang's most memorable Nintendo-related Christmas present they ever got, either childhood or recently? Keep up the great work with your dorky humor and off-topic shenanigans. Well, you're getting what you want this episode. Looking forward to Josh's next big hit. You hear that, Josh? You working on something for us?
Doesn't anyone care what I think?
We do. We want to hear your next big song.
Shut up.
Okay.
I don't care.
Excellent. Christmas gifts. You guys remember?
Yeah, the NES, baby. The original NES.
Most memorable Nintendo Christmas gift.
I wanted it so bad. And there was this box under the tree, and I was like, that has to be it. And it was the longest wait of my life. That week was probably the longest wait ever.
Was it a NES Duck Hunt Mario combination?
It was.
Oh, man.
Yep, with the gray gun. And it was amazing. I remember, luckily we don't have home videos of it anymore, but like the classic kid opening up the video game and screaming, and like now he probably, unalived himself from embarrassment. That's kind of how I reacted.
Because I was a little deal for a Christmas commercial. He made some money.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, good for him then.
Yeah. As an adult, though.
Son of a gun.
As an adult, yes.
Well, it's too bad that that video didn't come to light, because I was pretty
Maybe
annoying
still out there.
about it. But I do. Holy cow! I'll just never forget getting that Nintendo, man. And what's funny is when you look back on that thing, and I think the thing is still beautiful, but like it's not conventionally a good-looking system. It's like gray and blocky and kind of ugly.
At the time, they were very specific about it. They were like, this needs to fit in with VCRs. And like it needs to be something unassuming, something that parents will be okay with in the living room.
I don't want it to change at all. But
That
like,
the only reason
really
you put the
that
cartridge in
looking.
like that is because Nintendo at the time thought people know how an NES
like
or
a
how a
VCR
VCR
works?
works, so we're going to do it
Brilliant.
like this. Yeah.
Well, they learned their lesson quickly,
because they did the redesign later in the States where it was the top loader where you put it in.
Yeah, and then you don't
And
have to worry
some
about the
orange on
spring
it and stuff.
screwing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was my favorite gift, and it's never gotten
Never been tough.
It seriously hasn't.
My favorite Christmas one has to be Mario 2. I got Mario 2, and my mom has this on video. This still exists. It's me opening up, and I'm like, Mario 2, and I scream, and I say something like, thank you, Mom. I wasn't a bad kid, or something like that. Because I'm like, she must have told Santa that I was good, and I got the present I wanted the most. And my mom was like, why are you saying this? She was like, I must be a horrible mother because he thinks he's a bad kid. But we had that conversation decades later. But
that's so funny.
Yeah, I just remember being like, because I was like, I got in a fight with my sister or something at some point, and I was like, that's it. There goes Mario, not getting Mario.
You must have stopped believing in Santa pretty quickly, because you were a naughty boy when I met you, my friend.
You met me, a few years after.
Yeah, we were in high school. Yeah, we weren't believing in Santa by then.
And then after high school, I started believing again. Nicky Hill?
I really got sweet again.
I'm
got presents again.
I think my parents were right that I'm just an ungrateful little brat, because I don't remember things from
no
the
Christmas
holidays.
Nintendo present.
Christmas Nintendo present. Yeah, I don't know.
Batman. That seems like something
I
you
was
get
just
for
about to say probably
Game
Batman.
Boy or something.
I don't know. I honestly don't remember Christmas gifts.
I remember a lot.
I don't know.
A lot of them were gaming related.
I don't
for
know
me.
if the original NES was a Nintendo gift, a Christmas gift, or if it was a gift for something else.
Well, if you think of something, let us know. Thank you for the question, the timely question, Wolfric. Patreon question. Nicky Hill, did you know that you can join the GoNintendo Patreon
For $1.
for $1? Hi, podcast people. This comes from Brian. Hi, Brian. If you were able to make the person to your left or right, I don't read these ahead of time. You can make the person to your left or your right play any game of your choosing from start to finish. Which game would it be? I feel I should abstain from this one.
Yeah, because you've already told us too many.
My left, your right. Fragile Dreams.
I mean, no comment.
I mean, come on, that's impossible. Like, what would you need? Like a Wii and like patience?
Oh my God, you have one hooked up to your TV right now.
A Wii and patience? Yeah, I've got the Wii.
Halfway there.
All right. Not yet.
Yep, love that game.
I mean, everything that I've played, you guys have pretty much played. There's nothing to.
There was Kentucky Route Zero, but you wouldn't recommend it, so
I have a hard time recommending it to people because it's not just like.
You're not wrong.
A game, like I said, my friend send me the message and was like, "Did you ever hear of Edith? Like what remains of Edith Finch?"
Listen, if they're playing Edith Finch, they can do Kentucky Route
I
Zero.
didn't know he played it, and so I was like, "Yeah, I really liked it." And then he was like, "Yeah, I just finished it." And I was like, "Oh, in that case, I loved it."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "I can't."
Why you wouldn't tell him you loved it until you knew he liked it?
Because I think I have the tendency to overhype things, like this whole Home Alone thing, and so then people go into it with this expectation of it being like incredible, and then it's gonna come up short. So like I can say I really liked it or I recommend it. This is the vein that it's in. Just to be honest about what I'm saying.
So you're afraid of overhyping and tainting the
I don't want to
experience for the other
overhype
person.
it and then people play it and be like, "What are you talking about?" I'd rather be like, "Yeah, I really liked it," and then
I both understand that. Do not feel that way, and I'm sad for you, but I understand it.
It's
I
not
know
a sad thing. I mean,
well, I don't. We already went into this last podcast. I don't like when people aren't unbridled with their interests.
no, but I also get concerned too. Like there's I'm really weird with things where there might be one element or something small that really sends me over the top, but I can't talk about that if I'm hyping it up or anything. So, and I just don't want to hype it up because far too many times, even coming to me, things get really hyped. And then when I experience it, I'm like, I don't have it at the same level. So it's not really about, I think overhyping it can really affect a person's experience with it. And I don't want to do that. I just want to say like, it's good, it's bad, yay or nay.
See, that's
especially because it's been happening a lot with TV things. How to with John Wilson, I love it. It's not for everybody, but when I hype it up, and if somebody tries to experience it at that level, like they're not going to hit that level. Same thing with Nathan Fielder stuff, or I had, oh my God, Severance. We all think it's incredible, but it's still, there's some people it's not going to be for.
Did not end up being as big a hit as I thought it was going to be.
And so like I think hyping, because I was, even at work, I was hyping that at first. And
well, we know why Severance wasn't as popular.
Why?
Ugly guy.
People like to watch beautiful people.
That's right.
I thought I was watching a BBC show. He was so ugly.
What are we going to find in a fire that this guy was in?
Anyway, so it's the same. It's the same kind of thing with Kentucky Route Zero. Long way to say it.
No, listen, you're right. I know I'm the odd man out with. I don't like when people aren't unbridled with what they like, and I'm not one that's tainted by when people hype stuff up. I just watch it and I experience it. But I recognize
guilty pleasures.
I'm the odd one there. So I understand your approach. I get it. Do you have something for us?
I mean, I wish you would play. There's a bunch probably, but like Norco, you should play Nicky Hill. And
I got no doubt he would like Norco.
And I think you need to get Cool Breeze back on the horse and beat Final Fantasy VII.
Original
like 20,
or
20 games. Yeah, definitely not the remake. And then for you've actually played everything I've played for the most part. I can't think of anything. And the thing I recommended to you, you've played. So
High on Life. I could go for High on
Oh,
Life.
yeah, I don't recommend that for you, but I mean, it's not bad. Yeah, I don't have anything for you, RMC.
You think he'd like Death Stranding? Thought maybe you would recommend that to him.
I want our other friend to play Death Stranding.
Our other oh, never mind.
Well, his
talk. We have our
PS5
conversations.
at his dad's house in a box.
We have our conversations here about games and frustrations with people not playing things and all that. and we're leagues beyond that situation. Forget
Right.
it. There's no chance. Those are your questions. No music today, obviously, guys. But today ended up being our longest show anyway, because the three of us love talking to each other. It's true. We're gonna talk more when we're done here. I had fun. I thought it was a great show with lots of interesting.
I'm glad you had fun.
I mean, what are you looking at me weird for? I meant it.
Wolfric is there. They're talking about Home Alone.
Oh,
and loopholes. So Wolfric was like, "Why didn't they just call the neighbors to get in touch with Kevin?" And I'm like, "Because in the beginning, the guy says the phone lines are down, and it's going to take a few days, especially with the holidays." And he says, "How do you order the pizza?" Son of a gun! Worst movie ever!
A big plot hole.
Holy smokes!
There
Worst,
it is.
Worst movie ever.
Wow, throw it in the bin. Well, everybody, if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. If you celebrate some other holiday I don't know about, I hope you enjoy it. If you're not celebrating anything, then enjoy hopefully some time off and maybe time with friends and family. Thank you again to Krazy Kernal for the abundance of amazing gifts, each one better and somehow also equal to the last. So thank you for all of that. And next week, everybody, get ready. The end of the year is bringing us the GoNintendo Awards for the first time ever. You will hear them first on the podcast as long as you are live with us, because as soon as the show is over, the article goes live on the site. So if you want first picks for what wins what and to get angry about stuff, get ready. Oh, by the way, I think there's going to be 2 categories you're going to vote on, and it's going to be on Twitter this week, but I will post them on the site as well.
How do you play music from your phone?
I don't anymore. Since we don't have to do the ad plugs, I don't do the thing. Sorry.
We have one song that came in from Mikey
3319.
No, one.
I'm positive.
3319. Son of a gun.
Yep.
You knew about this?
No, I just know the name.
Sorry that I'm totally hung up on something. Mikey 3319 said, "Hi, Mom Brain. I'm sure Raw Meat will get this, but Merry Christmas." Merry Christmas. And we'll just play it right here real quick.
Heard this song before.
In the Den of the Mountain King. Mickey Mouse. DuckTales.
Tetris.
No.
This is in Tetris, not this version.
Okay. How's the levels on this?
Not good.
Loud? Too loud?
No, not loud at all.
Right here?
Yeah, I don't know where. It's amazing. I don't know where the sound's coming out because I can't see it at all.
You're good. I don't know what it's
in the Hall of the Mountain King.
Wow.
Oh,
should have guessed it.
Did you see it?
Man, that's Super Nintendo?
It's pretty bad, right?
I would never guess that sound for Super Nintendo. Oh. That's funny. And you had the NES version, right? Yes.
2.
Oh,
Home Alone 2.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything to take us out with?
Dues, views. It's never news. Rumor of the week, starring Dew Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, lots of exciting stuff happening. Sony is going out on a limb. They're making a new arm of their game manufacturing compound. It's called the new. It's not going to be called Sony Games
Game Manufacturing Compound.
That's actually part of the rumor. It's now a compound
where
where they make their manufacturing of games.
Oh,
surprised you didn't know that. So it's not going to be Sony Computer Entertainment anymore. It's going to be called Real Video Games, and but they're going to be getting one over on you. So it's going to be like, hey, this is a real video game, and you're going to buy it.
The only place you can get real video games.
Exactly, and you'll buy it, and there's not going to be any games inside. It's actually the company called Real Video Games. It'll probably last for, I don't know, a little while, and I think people might get wise to it, but we'll see. Only time will tell.
Since you spilled the beans, they're getting wise right now.
I'm trying to help out our fellow man and fellow
You're doing
woman
the right thing.
And fellow listeners and gamers
Nicky,
out there.
You look like you had something you wanted to
say.
Well,
I didn't say it out loud. That the song was from Home Alone from the Super NES.
Super Nintendo. Didn't sound like Super Nintendo. I got to listen to that soundtrack. Well, everybody, that's it. Thanks for staying with us for the longest show we've ever done. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. You know what? I think I played the wrong song.
That's in there. That's great.
Classic.
Oh, no, I
That
didn't.
is great.
I didn't play the wrong song.
That's the Home Alone. So that's Home Alone original. First game.
Yeah, I can send this to you. You want
Home. No, I want to look up something
Oh.
else. Home Alone, Super Nintendo,
Man, 6:30.
OST.
Merry Christmas, Josh.
I'm feeling so great.
Wow, that's the actual Home Alone song. If you played that, I would have got it.
It's different.
This sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah, something's funky with that.
yeah, I don't know.
Because I see the one you got. It's the one above.
I mean, that's what. Yeah, I don't know.
Strange. Well, guys, I was going to say end of the year stuff, but I don't need to because it's not the end of the year. I'm going back to Discord. I hope you all have GoNintendo After Dark. That's what this is. That's right. I hope you all have some lovely plans in place for the holiday season. Oh, that's nice. Sonic and Tails waving. Sonic wearing a Santa hat. And I am wearing my Parappa hat. Ross, I don't know if you did that because you realized this was a Parappa hat. Flying toasters, that's right. That wallpaper. Yes, I used to use that wallpaper. I used that in the outer space one and the bouncing balls and the pipes, of course. The pipes are, what am I saying? Wallpaper. Screensaver. I used to use that pipes one all the time and I just watch it and be like, look, this is amazing. They go on forever.
Oh yeah, that was that one TikTok that I had that was like that train with the light on it showing shadows.
Yes.
It came around and it was like giant tubular shadows, pipe shadows.
All right, everybody. That's it.
Happy holidays. Be good to everybody.
Vape pen, sorry. Yes, be good to everybody.
Be good to yourself.
And Dude's going to say a special holiday message.
Oh, man, I was just going to blow a kiss.
Oh. And Dude's going to blow a special holiday kiss. All right, everybody. We'll catch you next week. Goodbye. Everybody, goodbye. It's over.